Black coffee, I'm in trouble. Black coffee, I see trouble. Man, I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm so dizzy. Black coffee, please get busy. Now baby, you get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Man, I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy.
Hello and welcome inside Leominster TV Studio A. This is 20 games for 20 years. I'm Todd Robbins. The 2018 season represents the 20th year of Leominster High School athletics being broadcast consistently to a television audience, initially through Cablevision Channel 36, which was transmitted from the Media Center at Leominster High, beginning with the football season in 1999. Channel 36 would eventually join Channel 29 and a host of other numerals in what has since 2001 been known as Leominster Access Television, or today's Leominster TV. Much like I myself have aged since first taking the play-by-play mic as a 14-year-old freshman in 1999, so too has the personnel, technology, and even the branding of our broadcast coverage. From LHS TV 36 to BDSN, the Blue Devil Sports Network, or Blue Devil Sports Night, to LATV's Action Sports, to LHS Football on Leominster TV. No matter what we've called it, our mission has been the same. Serve our community by bringing top quality coverage of Leominster High School athletics into viewers' homes, especially those populations that so desperately want to take part and for one reason or another cannot make it to the game. Perhaps it's to celebrate with the players, parents, coaches, fans, and boosters of the blue and white, so they can relive it all throughout their careers and now for so many in the years that have followed, as their kids, grandkids, and great-grandchildren become part of the tapestry that is this community's historic athletic tradition. They can use this coverage to weave their and our shared history together. Over the next 20 episodes, we will celebrate our 20 seasons of television coverage by breathing new life into the games that live in our archives, beginning as it did 20 years ago with LHS football. As through the magic of digital technology, we bring you 20 games for 20 years. It is in that spirit that we bring you this game from Pioneer Field in the year 2002. Labeled with the brand of LATV's Action Sports, shot direct to mini digital videotape by director and videographer Rich Levy, assisted by videographer Tony Selly, transferred for broadcast and preserved in our archive for the last 16 years. Remastered by our archivist Jack Selly, we bring you this game with my original play-by-play call. In-game analysis provided by then LHS senior, class of 2003 alum Bill McAvoy. 20 games for 20 years presents this matchup from 2002, the Blue Devils on the road against the Pioneers of St. John's High School.
This is LATV, the hot news station in town.
Good evening, everyone. Todd Robbins, voice of the Blue Devils, here for LATV's Action Sports with Action Sports Classics right here on Leominster Access Television, LATV Channel 29. Tonight, we look back to November the 9th, 2002, and a game that was really an instant classic. Your Leominster High School Blue Devils football team being hosted by the St. John's Pioneers at Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury. Your Devils weren't expected to be doing much in week number 10. They weren't expected to win this game, and they end up shocking the St. John's Pioneers with a huge victory. We have it for you tonight in an instant classic. We'll be back at the conclusion of tonight's show. Stay with us.
And hello, everyone, and a very good fall afternoon to you, as I'm Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, joining you here today for a veteran special of the Mass Palette pregame show right here in the middle of Monument Square in beautiful downtown Leominster. Let's take a look at one of our veterans' memorials behind me. We're here for week number 10 of the Mass Palette pregame show as your Leominster High School Blue Devils travel down to face the St. John's Pioneers in Shrewsbury this week. It's a beautiful fall afternoon. We couldn't resist coming out and showing you this beautiful Monument Square on this good afternoon. So, up first here, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you Devils hit the roadblock last week against the Brockton Boxers, losing 36-14 in only their second loss of the season, which is a non-league loss. So, let's take a look at the highlights from last week's games against your Devils, losing 36-14 to the Brockton Boxers.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Original man, stunt man, pon your case, man. I love how all girls are move them body. And when you move your body, oh, you move it nice and sweet and sexy. Alright, woman, you cute. I don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want make man, mother, woman, you cute. I don't need no makeup. Original cute body. You want make man, mother, woman. Physically fit, physically fit, physically. Woman, physically fit, physically. Woman, you nice, sweet, fantastic. Reach up on the ocean, that's a big Titanic. Woman, you nice, sweet, fine, energetic. Reach up on the ocean, that's a big Titanic. Woman, you nice, sweet, Woman, you nice, sweet, fine, energetic. Bitch up on the ocean, that's a bit Titanic. Come on. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Woman, you cute, I don't need no makeup. Bitch, you not cute, but you a make man fun up. Woman, you cute, I don't need no makeup. Bitch, you not cute, but you a make man fun up. Eyeliner, when your face a make man fun up. Nose powder, when your face a make man fun up. Cocky eyebrow, when your face a make man fun up. Get the lipstick, when your face a make man fun up. Woman, you nice broad face and you nice hip. Make man flip and bust up them lip. Woman, you nice and energetic. Bitch, up on the ocean, that's a big Titan. Woman, you nice broad face and you nice hip. Make man flip and bust up them lip. Woman, you nice and energetic.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the highlights from last week's week number 9 loss for your Devils, 36-14 to the Brockton Boxers at Doyle Field. Unfortunately, that was senior night, and the last time the seniors, as well as ourselves, will broadcast from Doyle Field live for a varsity home game. An unfortunate occurrence, but nonetheless something that does happen. But, ladies and gentlemen, that really goes out the window this week. This week's game, huge as far as the league goes in the mid-watch. So it should be interesting to see how things turn out down at Pioneer Field. Of course, we spoke this Wednesday with Coach John Dobzinski in this week's Coaches Conversation about last week's game and about the upcoming and remaining season, and of course about this big game against league rival, the St. John's Pioneers. Let's take a look at that interview with Coach John Dobzinski. Joined now by Coach Dobzinski. Coach, here we go, week number 10. This one very well could be for all the marbles. It's St. John's, it's down at St. John's, looking to avenge a loss from 2 years ago there, as well as last year. What are your thoughts going in?
Well, it's going to be a great football game. It is a very, very important game in the league. We're 4-0 and they're 4-0 in the league. So the winner of this game, you'll inch ahead a little bit, but it certainly won't determine who's the champion. I don't think it will be determined until 12 noon on Thanksgiving morning. But obviously it's an important game because it's a league game. It's an important game because they're the defending league champions, they're the defending Super Bowl champions, and they've won 18 games in a row. So we certainly have enough reasons to go down there and really play a great football game.
Of course, last week, Coach, we'll just touch on it just for a minute. Last week's game is going to really serve as a motivational key. A game that, a lot of people said that Leominster probably should have won. But a game that necessarily didn't go your way, but a lot of motivation for the guys to come back and definitely want to win this week?
Well, I think so. I think it was we were disappointed that we lost. We thought we played very well in the first half. We had a couple of opportunities there which we didn't convert on. And then Brockton came back and made a big play right in the beginning of the second half. Then we turned it over right the next series, and they scored again. So, but even then we came back a little bit. It was 20-14 with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. We just never could come up with the stop that we really needed to get the ball back because we felt pretty good about our offense moving the football up until that point. But we did a lot of good things, and Brockton's a good football team, and they're going to make and the Pruitt kid is a great running back, and he's going to make some kids look bad on tackling. But I thought we learned some things, and I think we're going to play a lot better this Saturday.
So, Coach, St. John's not as high-powered as they have been in the last couple of years. In the last couple of years, they've been very tough, very strong. They're still very tough and strong, but probably not as much as usual.
Well, they have the premier quarterback in Central Mass, and Peter Wood. He's been a 3-year starter for him. He's an outstanding player, throws the ball very, very well, runs the option very well. You can tell that he's played a lot of quarterback because he makes very good decisions. He'll run some audibles out of there when he sees certain things on defense. And they have a running back by the name of Camuso who ran for over 100 yards against us last year. And this kid Salerno, number 7, is an outstanding receiver. And they have a very good tight end, number 9. So they have a lot of weapons on offense. Their defense, they did lose some kids on defense, and we're hoping to capitalize on that a little bit. But they're still a very solid team. I mean, you don't win 18 games in a row and not be a very good team.
So, Coach, how would you say our defense matches up against that offensive core?
Well, we've got to do a great job on defense, and I think containing Camuso and Peter Wood at quarterback are going to be real challenges for our kids. I think our defensive backs have to play probably their best game of the year because they are definitely going to throw it. And if we can minimize Camuso's efforts running with the ball, that would help immensely. But that's going to take a real great effort. I mean, we're going to have to play very, very well on defense and not give up big plays and try to have them earn whatever they get.
Coach, you said their defense is a little bit weaker than, say, their offense on the overall. What specifically are you guys and the offense going to look to capitalize upon?
Well, teams have had some success running the ball against them, and we're certainly going to attempt to do that also. We're looking for Kevin LeQuire, and we're not going to change a lot of things on offense. The things that we've been doing have been working pretty well. I'm looking for Kevin to have a big game, and I'm looking for Kevin Barnaby and Blake Curry to do a great job, and Anthony Bizzotto running with the ball. Offensive line, they use a defense that we don't see a lot. They run a 4-3, which we have not seen all year. So we're going to have to see how our offensive line picks up on that and executes their blocking against it.
All right, Coach, so what are your 3 keys to defeating the league champion, Super Bowl defending champion, St. John's this week?
Well, I think we have to contain their offense, number one. I mean, I know they're going to get some yardage throwing and running. We just can't have either Peter Wood or Camuso or Salerno, the wide receiver, have monster games where they're putting up big numbers. We have to make them work for everything they get. Secondly, our offensive line has to do a good job blocking against their defense, the 4-3, and give us some room to run and pass the ball. And thirdly, once again, I think the special teams, I think it's always very windy down there on a Saturday afternoon in November. So, special teams, I think, really come into play. I didn't think our special teams really did a great job against Brockton, so we're looking to do a much better job in that and win the special teams game.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, so that's the coach's conversation for week number 10 as the Devils take on the St. John's Pioneers. It's the Mass Palette pregame show. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, joining you from beautiful Monument Square here in downtown Leominster for this afternoon. Of course, before I send you along to amateur chief meteorologist Andrew Little, I want to make a special note that Monday is Veterans Day. Of course, the reason we are here in Monument Square this afternoon. We want to send a salute on behalf of LATV's Action Sports and the rest of the members at LATV to all of our veterans who have served in the wars in our country over time. And, of course, we want to acknowledge them and thank them for their fight for freedom as America seems to be once again on the verge of perhaps heading back in that direction. So, again, we want to salute the veterans past, present, and future right here on LATV's Action Sports this week. But on a brighter note, or what we hope is a brighter note, we go to the weekend forecast. And amateur chief meteorologist Andrew Little, who's joining me in the park today. Andrew.
Yes, thank you, Todd. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Amateur chief meteorologist Andrew Little here with your Action Sports game time and weekend forecast. Today, sunshine with mixing with clouds, breezy, mild with highs in the mid-60s. Game time temperature 59 degrees with winds coming from the west-southwest at 12 miles per hour with wind gusts up to 23 miles per hour. It's going to be a warm but breezy afternoon, so dress properly for the game. On Sunday, mostly cloudy and breezy with highs in the mid-60s. On Veterans Day, cloudy with a slight chance of showers, highs in the mid-60s. And for your back-to-school forecast on Tuesday, cloudy and windy with scattered showers. I'm Amateur Chief Meteorologist Andrew Little for Action Sports. And I just want to also salute the veterans for all they've done over the years in the wars and everything. Todd?
Very good, Andrew, and thank you very much. Should be a beautiful day out there on Sunday.
Oh, it should be.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much. So, folks, we come to week number 10 of the Sentinel and Enterprise Make the Call. We head out now to the Sentinel and Enterprise offices for this week's picks.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sentinel and Enterprise offices for week number 10 of the Sentinel and Enterprise Make the Call. Todd Robbins is always joined by Chad Garner, Corey Peter Goodman, and Rick Eggleston. And so here we go. Another week here. Very interesting week last week, and I'm sure we'll address it as we get going along the way. Let's get going with some stats, though. From week number 9 last week, interesting here that the voting block tied for first. Rick, Chad, and Corey all go 6-1. And I get to tie, I guess, for fourth place at 4-3. We go to the season totals through week 9, and actually it didn't really matter much. Chad's still in first place, 42-14. Rick in second at 41-15. I'm in third at 38-18. And Corey Peter Goodman sneaks up from the back of the pack, and he's now 37-19. So here we go. He's having a good year so far. Here we go. We go into week number 10, and we start with our first game of the week. A tough one, sure. North Middlesex at Fitchburg. I picked Fitchburg 34-0 over North Middlesex, and I think that may actually be charitable in some cases. But we shall see. Chad, you're up first.
This Fitchburg defense is playing extremely well the last couple of weeks, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to shut down an anemic offense like North Middlesex. I have Fitchburg 47-0. Look for William Early to have a big day, and look for the couple of North Middlesex transfers to, have a little payback to their former team. Matt Donovan, Jeff Smart, the tight end.
Transfers, you call them. They've drawn quite a bit of publicity there as far as that goes. North Middlesex is falling off happens to coincide with 3 players disappearing. That has at least caught the eye of some of the newspapers in Worcester. I don't really know if that has any effect or really what the story was about, but I know it has caught the papers a couple of times this year.
Well, can you fault the kid for going school choice? I mean,
no, they've got it. I mean, not much you can do about it.
It's been a story from day one, and it's been addressed.
Rick.
Yeah, I have Fitchburg getting a third straight shutout. Their defense is playing great. 32-0. I think they should have trouble obviously with North Middlesex. Chad mentioned earlier getting some time, but the last couple weeks this new running back they got, Tishawn Perkins, who's one of their underclassmen. He's only sophomore. He's been really running the ball well. And at least the game he's been in this so far this season, I think he's going to be getting some carries too probably by the third quarter, and look for him to maybe do some damage.
Corey.
Love Rick Eggleston. Concise and to the point. I got Fitchburg 37, North Middlesex 0. Fitchburg puts up 44 against Oakmont last week, and there's really no reason to think that they shouldn't put the same out against North Middlesex. I think anybody, Chad's the only one who's given them, score more than 44 this week. I think we're all being a little generous with how ugly this one could get. Fitchburg only given up 1 touchdown in the last 12 quarters, 2 straight shutouts. Really no reason to think that it won't be 3 straight shutouts, 16 quarters, 1 touchdown. Big win, Fitchburg 37-0.
Alrighty, then we go on to our second game, Westboro at Gardner. And Chad, you're picking first.
I have Westboro 34-13. Like I said, Westboro is the class of Division 1A. They only hold a 1-game lead over Wachusett, who's 3-1 in the division. So I mean, they can't have this be a pitfall game. I mean, Gardner has struggled all year. I mean, they just had problems on both sides of the football. And Westboro with their passing game and rushing attack should be able to take advantage of the Wildcats.
Rick.
Yeah, Westboro 20-12. They lost a tough one last week to St. Peter's, which step up for them anyway. But I think they'll bounce back this week. Always tough going into Gardner on a Friday night, though. I always maintain that, but I think Westboro will do all right Friday night.
Corey.
Westboro 33, Gardner 18. This is just it's a step out of their class for Gardner. Especially we talk every week about the Gardner defense giving up tons of points. Westboro can score a lot of points. And Gardner has been giving up a lot. Give 35 last week to Neshoba. So I think Gardner can hang with them, but I don't think they can win this game, 33-18.
Every time I hear a report on Westboro, I've always heard positive items, especially their offense. So let's assume Westboro 28-6 over Gardner, who's having an all right year. We go to our third game. It's Shrewsbury at Neshoba. And Rick, you're up first.
Neshoba win this game 30-21. It seems like Neshoba's kind of turning the corner a little bit. They really been playing well the last couple of weeks, and I expect them to continue against Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury's a tough team. I mean, they're going to give them a game, but again, we talk about week in, week out. It's just the Chieftains' hard-nosed approach to the game, and they don't quit. They just keep coming at you.
Corey.
I've got Neshoba 28, Shrewsbury 20. I think outside of the Leominster game, this is our best game of the week. I really like this game for Neshoba. A step up, I think. Shrewsbury's a good team. They get to play them at home. I think it's a statement game for Neshoba. They're only 2-6, but have played well recently. They can beat a solid team on their home turf. So it would say a lot for them. I think that's going to be a close game. I think Neshoba will be able to move the ball on the ground against them, win by a touchdown.
Still maintain that Neshoba didn't have a phenomenal game when they played Leominster, but they showed me a lot, and I still, after following the reports from the last couple of weeks, have played very well. So we're going to stick with Neshoba 14-13 over Shrewsbury, and what could very well be a close game. Chad, picking last.
These are two teams that just play hard on both sides of the football. I mean, they're not the most talented, core of players that you're going to see in a football game, but they just battle, from the first quarter on. I mean, both teams have learned a lot from getting roughed up early in the season. And I think this game is going to be a game of their 2 tailbacks with Zach Tillo for Neshoba with 10 touchdowns on the year. And this sophomore from Shrewsbury, this kid Dennis Molinari, who I saw against Fitchburg a few weeks ago, and I was real impressed with him. He's got 804 yards, 6 touchdowns. he's their go-to guy. They give him the football 20, 25 times a game, and I think, you know, whichever running back's more successful is going to win. I have them to show over 28-21.
Okay, we move on to St. Bernard's at Savio Prep. You assume with a name like Savio Prep they'd be halfway decent, but you're going to find not quite. Corey.
I got St. Bernard's 14, Savio Prep 13. Savio Prep hasn't won a game yet this year. St. Bernard's played reasonably well last week against a much better Archbishop Williams team. Was tied at the half. Archbishop was undefeated going in. So I think that St. Bernard's, again, not scoring a lot of points on offense, but playing reasonably well in defense last week. A big step down against Savio Prep this week. Like I said, they're 0-8. Should be a chance for them to win. I think that they could win this game running away, but given the benefit of the doubt, they haven't shown much recently, so I think it'll be a close game. 14-13 St. Bernard's.
Cutting St. Bernard's a little bit of slack, which is something I usually don't like to do, but I will this week. St. Bernard's 21, Savio Prep 6. And we go to Chad.
St. Bernard's have struggled all year offensively. I mean, they have one game that they've actually put some points on the board. Savio Prep, winless this year. I just have a feeling St. Bernard's is going to be able to run the football at will. I have them 33-14.
Rick?
Yeah, there's no reason why St. Bernard's can't beat this team. Like I said, it's the two bomb teams in that division, and I think St. Bernard's is better of the two. I got it 14-6. They've struggled a little bit on offense recently, and, so I don't think they'll do that much.
Okay, go to our fifth game, and it's Monty Tech at Blackstone. And, look, I get to pick first on this one. Another death-defyingly exciting game coming from the Monty Tech camp. But guess what? I think you're going to win this week. Last time I picked is 6-0. You won. So here we go. Monty Tech 6, Blackstone Valley, the Goose. Chad.
Well, it's about time you finally picked Monty Tech, because there's a lot of grumblings in the community that they want your head on a platter for all the negative feedback you've given on this team. You got to give this team some credit. I mean, you look across the board, they're not talented. They play with a lot of sophomores. They have 3 seniors on this team, one that basically, contributes a lot. This kid, Josh Lafreniere, had 177 yards rushing last week, and they actually scored more than 14 points. I see them doing
one game?
In one game. I see them doing that again this week. I mean, I got to give the coaching staff some credit here. I mean, these kids haven't given up the whole season, and they're starting to play better a little bit. So I had them 25-6 this week.
25-6. Okay, Rick.
Yeah, I got Monty Tech winning 18-12. They showed something last week, coming back from a pretty hefty deficit at halftime. I think it was 20-6, and they came back. I mean, they rode Josh Lafreniere, their key back, and he got it done for him down the stretch. And I think that'll be the case on when they play on Saturday. So there you go.
So your scoring setup for Monty Tech would
18-12. Yeah.
A 7-point touchdown followed by a field goal in the second.
Something like that, or maybe a safety and a 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
There's no method to his madness.
There's no method to my madness.
Oh man, pick a number. Here we go, Corey.
All right, I got Monty Tech 12, Blackstone Valley zip. Back on the Bulldog bandwagon finally. I got away from them for the last couple of weeks. And they're starting to show them something. It's all we've been really asking for this season, to see something out of them. We saw something last week, a comeback win, some life out of this team. They've had a couple other wins before then, but really just nothing wins. Nothing that you can get excited over. You can get excited over a comeback win. Doesn't matter who you're playing against. Doesn't matter if it's Hudson Catholic or it was Little Sisters of the Poor. It was a comeback win, and something you could build upon. And this week they go against the Blackstone team. It's 1-7. I think they're a 3rd or 4-year program, really struggling, no direction. This should not be a difficult game for Monty Tech. They should win this game running away.
Who in the heck is Little Sisters of the Poor? Just out of curiosity. And what division are they in?
The Division 9.
Oh, okay, just checking.
I think they're out of Grafton.
They play the Parker School for the Blind.
Oh, boy. It never ceases to amaze me when I come to the office on Thursday nights. We go to the 6th game, Marlboro at Oakmont. Chad, you picking first.
I like this kid. I've heard a lot of great things. I was able to see him last year. This kid, Matt Fanning from Marlboro. Great punt returner, ever quick as far as a running back. Oakmont's had problems all year defensively, and then on the other side of the coin, they just can't score any points. You look at it, Marlboro comes in 5-3, Oakmont 2-6. They're just playing out the string right now. I have Marlboro 27-13.
Rick?
I have Marlboro winning the game 24-8, but for some reason, something tells me that Oakmont might have something up their sleeve on Saturday, but I don't know, it's just one of those things that has hit me now. So
pick them.
Whether I can't now. It's already in the paper, but
like what?
It's kind of like that Lunenburg.
You got a tip off.
They got something up their sleeves. What, with a sleeveless shirt
It just
or
seems
what?
like a dangerous game for Marlboro to be involved in right now. But obviously, it's on the schedule. They got to play them. But yeah, I mean, Oakmont's just depleted, and what can we say? We keep saying it every week pretty much about them.
Can't win with Iron Man football.
That's right. I like that.
So you heard the rumor they're going to run the Statue of Liberty play.
Yeah.
Toss pass.
Give the toss pass. Corey.
Yeah.
All right, I've got Marlboro 31, Oakmont 13. I don't think this is a dangerous game at all for Marlboro. Chad talked a little bit about that kid Matt Fanning, which I saw this year play. Guy is nasty, really good. Don't think Oakmont will have any answer for him at all. Should be able to run up and down the field against them. I don't think Oakmont could put up much of a fight in this game, so I think Marlboro wins this running away, 31-13.
Seen Matt Fanning myself this year when he took on Leominster. Now, of course, Leominster's defense was playing very well at that standpoint. And obviously he didn't do very much, but after taking a look at reports and weeks later, he's done very well in the continued season. I got to give him the lead at Marlboro, 34-13, Marlboro over Oakmont. I don't care what they've got up their sleeve. We move on to the 7th game, Lunenburg at Marion, wherever they are from. And Rick, you're picking first.
Yeah, well, Lunenburg's run some pretty good luck the last few weeks, especially last week. It's Quabbin, they still pulled it out. But I don't know. I think this week it runs out. I think Marion's going to pull up the win 30-24. Talk about an undefeated team at home. Granted, we all admit we don't know much about this team. I mean, it's sort of a obviously it's a non-league foe for these guys, and kind of going in there and playing them. I believe they play them every year though, so it's sort of a familiar foe for them anyway in that respect. But I don't know. I just think that Marion's a better team from what I just seen as far as their record-wise and their stats. I think they only got one loss, and it's just going to run out of them, I think, this week. There you go.
Okay. Corey.
Marion 27, Lunenburg 14. We didn't know too much about Marion outside of their record, but we tracked it down, and Marion scores a lot of points. And that seems to be a problem with Lunenburg this year. Even though we talked about the defense, I happen to think that the defense bends and breaks at times. I think that this could be a problem this week to give up a lot of points in this game. And I think that at times Marion could give up some points, but I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. Lunenburg, even if they start all their guys, are still banged up. Both McKeevers are hurt. That's one for each. Both McKeevers are hurt. Cody was hurt last week too, the quarterback. And they got an injury at center, Chris Growski. So they've got injuries. They've got all kinds of problems. Even if these guys play, Growski's not going to play, but if the other guys play, they're banged up. This is a tough game to win on the road. I think that they're going to come up empty.
Ironman football is tough to play, so we go with Marion over Lunenburg, 35-13. I don't know much more about them other than it's Marion. It's not St. Peter's. Chad.
I think you just have to look at the fact that, they're coming off of 3 really tough games. I mean, the upset over Gansett, the upset over Clinton, and then last week against Quabbin, they just eked it out. Corey talked about the injuries. He was there last week and watched them, and there's some key injuries to some crucial players on this team, and Marion comes in with a great record at 6-1, and I just think this is the game that Lunenburg struggles, and I have them losing 35-14.
Alrighty. So we move on to the game we are much more concerned with here on LATV's Action Sports, as we will go down to St. John's, where the Leominster High School Blue Devils are hosted by the St. John's Pioneers at Pioneer Field, which is sure to be, although not necessarily cold, but definitely blustery on Saturday afternoon. We're going to get some picks out of the way, and then we'll talk about last week. Start with Corey this week, Leominster at St. John's.
All right, Leominster 27, St. John's 20. Going on a limb with this one because I don't think this is a very popular choice, the way Leominster played last week against Brockton. Definitely moving up with the quality of opponent this week, playing St. John's, undefeated, class of Division I right now. And I think it's a we talked a little bit about it last week. I think that Leominster came up flat against Brockton because it's Brockton. And we discussed it at length last week that there's a psychological effect that you can't account for when you're scouting games, and I think this was the reason why at least it was this lopsided. I think that Leominster is the better team. I think they're better than St. John's and Brockton on paper. I really do. I really believe that. But it's a matter of coming out and executing on the field. And I think they have a better opportunity to execute against St. John's, a team that they have a better success against than Brockton. So that said, I think that this is a week that they can put it all together and maybe put things in perspective, like I said in the newspaper today. I think that the loss to Brockton might be the best thing that happened to them. I think that if they eke by Brockton, this is a dangerous game for them. I think that they lost to Brockton, they lost handily, and this is, a game they look at it, I'm sure this week they looked at each other in the mirror and said, this we can't play this way and go to Super Bowl this year. We've got to play a lot better, and I think that they will play better. Whether or not they win this game is another question, but I think they can win this game. I think they should win this game, and for that reason, I'm going to predict them to win this game. But it really could go either way, so I'm calling it a touchdown game. 27-20.
Okay, Rick.
Yeah, 21-19 Leominster. You look at it, and you know, they beat St. Peter Marion earlier in the year, and that was obviously was like the big game going into that. St. Peter Marion, that's a class of one right now. Can they beat them at home? And they did. They took out St. Peter Marion, and what they did was they did it going back to the basics in that game. It wasn't a huge scoring game. It wasn't this flashy game. It was a game where Kevin kind of came out and he just got the job done. Ran the ball straight ahead. Defense started coming in, and their offensive line really started coming together then. And they did a great job. Last week they got blown up by Brockton. Hey, I think that's a wake-up call for them, and I think that being said, that they go back to basics again against St. John's. The St. John's team, I don't think that really is the class of Division I. They haven't shown me anything this year. I mean, who have they played, first of all? And second of all, you're talking about teams that have been in with this team, hanging with this team most of this year. You go back to the first game against Oakmont. Granted, it was the first game way back, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. But hey, Oakmont was hanging with this team in the first half. I don't know. I just think that St. John's gets too much hype and is hyped up too much as it is. I don't think Leominster have much of a problem with that. I think Leominster should be able to handle them. As long as they stick to the basics, they get the job done on both sides of the ball, which I think they'll go back to because John's got two of them ahead this week. They're prepared for this game, must-win game. Want to go Super Bowl? Hey, this is it right here.
Absolutely. Chad, you're up.
Send emails to cgarner@sentinelandenterprise.com. St. John's 24, Leominster 20. There will be a field goal in this game, and I think that's going to be the difference. I think you look at both teams and what are the quality wins for each one of these teams? I mean, Leominster lost to a real good Everett team, and they lost to a mediocre Brockton team, is what everybody thought. Mm-hmm. Rick talked about the quality St. Peter Marion win that they had, which was quality. But on the other side of the coin, I mean, other teams have hung with St. John's. He's correct about that. But look at Neshoba. Neshoba hung with Leominster, all right, for a half. Wachusett hung, with Leominster, who's also a division down. So I think both teams have some question marks. I'm giving the edge to obviously St. John's because what I saw last week, the Brockton game, I was absolutely disappointed. There was nothing that I actually took, from a writer's standpoint, that you could actually have a positive, feel if you're a Leominster fan. And I honestly do think there's a blueprint to beat the Blue Devils right now. And I think we're going to get into that.
I'm going to, at this point, respectfully disagree with that standpoint. Before I get to my pick, I'd like to say that I don't believe there's a blueprint. I believe Brockton found something, but I believe historically, if you look at it, Brockton somehow always seems to find something. They're very good. They're well coached. If they're up against an opponent they want to beat, they find a way to do it, and I think that's what you had in the case of last week. I don't believe they found a blueprint to beat Leominster. I think they just did a lot of things right.
The blueprint is power running. Tyrone Pruitt last week absolutely pounded the Leominster defense. The highly acclaimed Leominster defense that had played unbelievably well the rest of the season up until that point. This kid absolutely wore the Leominster defense down. Too many arm tackles. Nobody wrapped up anybody. Third and fourth quarter, Tyrone Pruitt dominated Leominster. You're a Leominster fan, and you have to honestly admit that they were dominated on that side of the football with three basic running plays. Run left, run right, run up the middle. They only ran one trick play that whole day, and that was due to the Leominster, the ball hawking defense. They're not a tenacious defense. They are a quick defense that swarms to the ball. I don't think they're extremely tough inside, and I think Tyrone Pruitt proved that. And look at who's coming into town. Look at who St. John's has. Ryan the Moose Camuso, 5'10", 180. He's not as big as Pruitt, but this kid is a hard runner, and I think they're just going to do that. They're going to feed him the football.
First of all, let's talk about the quote-unquote highly acclaimed Leominster defense. This was the same Chad Garner sitting in that same chair X number of weeks ago promoting this Leominster defense. So at this point, we like to call this fully stepping off the bandwagon. But in an interesting
I think it's telling the truth.
I don't know if it's necessarily telling the truth. You're saying there's a blueprint here. After 1 week, somebody, and what was definitely declared by a pick, and we all picked Leominster, that was definitely an upset. Does that mean they found a blueprint? No, that means they won a game.
That's your opinion. You wait till the Moose is loose this week. He is going to absolutely run over the Leominster defense. They
Okay.
are going to have a tough time.
I'm sitting here pounding my head into the table. Is anybody going to come here and back me
Well,
up?
I think some people said the same thing about St. Peter Marian's, running back. That they were going to pound, Leominster's defense at that time.
They're small.
And they rose to the occasion. Granted, they're smaller, but I think too, they rose to the occasion, and I think that's what's going to happen again, against St. John's. They're going to rise to the occasion after I don't want to say humiliation, but a tough loss against Brockton. The team they should have beat. If everyone's going to say that. One thing I think people maybe got away from too is, hey, maybe Brockton's gotten better since they played Fitchburg too. I mean, no one's really mentioned that, but then again, they play tougher teams as well, or just as tough teams in Eastern Mass. But going back to this game, hey, I think they're going to rise up. Say something, make a statement.
I think there's also some points that we haven't brought up yet. Rick touched upon earlier that St. John's hasn't really played anybody, and it's true to think about. They haven't played St. Peter Marian obviously yet. They haven't played Fitchburg yet. They haven't played Leominster yet.
Holy Name, I think, is really the only quality. Well,
Well, I wouldn't consider them quality.
Yeah,
and,
even that.
And I almost look at that as the second argument here is that we talked about last week, being a little worried about Leominster coming up against Brockton after playing North Middlesex week before. Well, Holy Name isn't in the same league as St. John's, and St. John's beat up on them pretty easily in the second half, but really not the same quality opponent. And you have to wonder if they'll suffer the same consequences against a good Leominster team. Not having a real hard drag 'em out fight that the week before that proves your mettle. They didn't have that this last week against Holy Name, and here they are. They got the game of the year this week against Leominster. You wonder if they'll have the same problems. And I think when you consider all these factors, I think you have to pick Leominster. I know Chad is talking about the Moose, and he's probably got the Moose game shirt on underneath his shirt. We all don't want to see it, but I just think that anyone can win this game. St. John's may win this game. Leominster may win this game. Anybody can win this game. I think that if you're making an educated decision, I think you have to pick Leominster because they had a drag-em-out game last week where they didn't play well, where they were able to look at themselves in the mirror and say, well, this is where we need to get better. And St. John's has not had that yet. St. John's has not had that game where they have to look at themselves and say, you know what, this is where we need to improve. And last week, obviously, they beat up on Holy Name. So I think that if anybody's going to take a step back this week, it's going to be St. John's. So that's why I'm going to pick Leominster.
They're the defending Super Bowl champions. I mean, to say that they haven't looked at themselves. I mean, obviously this team knows what it takes in order to get better. I'm not Leominster bashing like Todd you think I am because
You're telling me
they
the
have
Moose
played-
is loose and is going to run all over them. I mean, I don't see that.
Yes, but
Well, you don't see that, but that is my opinion.
I'm not disagreeing with that you have a right to an
I
opinion.
have no ties to Leominster.
That is correct.
Okay, I do live in Leominster. Didn't go to school here. Have no ties whatsoever to this community as far as
His
football.
property
is concerned.
tax, by the way, just went shooting through the roof. But anyway, go ahead.
And we'll give his address and his phone number after the show.
But Leominster can win this game, but you can't turn the football over either. They turned the football
That's
over
a fair
3
statement.
times last
I
week.
won't argue that.
Brockton capitalized. 3 touchdowns
That's
off
right.
of 3 turnovers. Okay, I mean there's too many points. We don't have enough time to get into everything, with this. But I think Leominster has a lot of soul searching to do after last week because I know the community's not happy with the way they played. Everybody thought that Brockton was far less superior than Leominster, and boy, they look like the superior team. Kevin LeQueer's got to get going again. They got to start opening up some holes for him again. I mean, you can point all the fingers you want to, but you got to execute. That's the name of the game. This is going to be a great matchup either way you look at it. But hey, I'm going out on a limb. That's the way I'm doing it. I'm going out on a limb. I look like a genius if I'm right, and hey, I look like a goat if I'm wrong.
Maybe a dead genius.
But I'm not afraid to do it.
Should we even explore the possibility that maybe Leominster maybe plays a little better on the road, and that their 2 losses this year came at home, and their big win against St. Peter Marian on the road. You're on the road. You're in hostile territory. You bond as one. You focus on the little things because you get to block out everything that's going on around you. Perhaps this works to an advantage for them. They playing at home 2 games that they thought they were going to win. Not so sure about the Xaverian game, but at least the Brockton game they thought going in, this is the game we're going to win with a better team, and then they get spanked. Sorry, it had happened. Get spanked. Maybe this is a reality check for them to go on the road. Hey, maybe we can't win this game, and maybe that's the reason why they will win, because it's in their heads that maybe they can't win this game.
I think, it's been tossed around quality of opponent. I think you look at preparatory setup. Brockton plays Eastern Mass majority of the time. They're playing quality teams over there, teams that are not pushovers. And even though we said that last week that they were not the Brockton of old and they weren't as superior, I mean, I believe the statement being that they are still playing teams that are perhaps a lot better than them, and it is said that you get better playing teams that you are actually not quite as capable as.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It said that you get better when you play teams that are of a higher caliber than yourself.
Or play down to a team that's less. Yeah.
Correct. Or play down to a team that is less than you. See, I knew somebody at the table.
Well,
never mind. Subtitles are available for the following. So as we go on, I think this could be a very close game, and I think it will be a very close game. I will definitely agree that this is a one-touchdown game. I've got Leominster 28, St. John's 20. I definitely think this is going to be a great game. I think this is the best game in the league to date, and I think it means the most on the overall. But then again, it might not mean all that much, depending on what happens with the league and how it plays out.
Well,
right now, at this date, we're not going to be able to.
Whoever wins this game has the inside track to the Super Bowl. I mean, you control your own destiny with a win. I mean, both teams know what's on the line here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is, you go to St. John's, you better be ready to listen to a lot of people chirping at you. It's not a great place to play as far as the fan base. Doesn't matter if you're going to unite as one, as Corey's talking about, the good players, whether or not you're going to listen to that. Hey, you got to block it all out and go play the game, because that's what it's all about.
Coach Brzezinski summed it up best. We're not going to know really what's going to happen in Division I until 12 p.m. Thanksgiving Day. So we will wait until then. That'll do for Week 10 of the Sentinel Enterprise Make the Call. For Chad, Corey, and Rick, I'm Todd. Back out to the pregame and the Monument Square in downtown Leominster.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, so that's week number 10 of the Sentinel and Enterprise Make the Call from the Sentinel and Enterprise offices in Fitchburg. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, it is a very interesting week here. Week number 10 could be said to be the week that changes everything around after last week's loss, turns the whole tide of the season, swings it one way or the other. I can't emphasize how important this afternoon's game really is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be huge. It's the St. John's Pioneers hosting your Leominster High School Blue Devils down at Pioneer Field. We're going to send you out there for now. Pre-game's over. The Mass Palette pregame is done. It is game time. We're going to send you out to Pioneer Field. For now, for Rich Levy, Andrew Little, and the rest of my crew, I'm Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. So long, and out to the game. And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Pioneer Field and LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, as always joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. Bill, it's an interesting game here as the St. John's Pioneers host your Leominster High School Blue Devils. It doesn't get much bigger in Division I. Should be huge.
It's definitely a big game here for Leominster. Their Super Bowl hopes. It has a lot of rest on this game. It's a league game. Both teams coming in undefeated, so it's a huge game. Interesting to see how they rebound from the loss last week.
That is correct, Bill. Both teams 4-0 in the league. St. John's overall is 8-0. Your Blue Devils come in at 7-2. Their only two losses being to Everett and Brockton. Take a look at the coin toss going on at midfield here. Bill, they did a heck of a job getting this field ready for tonight.
Yeah,
This afternoon.
rubbing in the Division I champs 2001 on us, but the flag looks nice.
Very patriotic.
Lot of red.
Yeah, lot of red. I'd agree. So here we go. We're going to get the results of this toss. The Devils will receive And the Pioneers are going to go right to left in the first and third quarters. So, ladies and gentlemen, this one is going to be huge. Bill, although the entire Super Bowl standing does not rest on this, as a lot of things could pan out for the losing team, the winning team just happens to have the virtue of controlling their own destiny.
Yeah, that's a big thing. You don't want to play games knowing that you don't control your own destiny, having to turn on the TV or read the newspaper and find out who won. It's just not a good feeling when you can just control your own destiny, and if you win, you're in.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the coin toss is done. National Anthem coming up. Stay with us. LATV's Weekend Football Edition.
Would you please rise for our national anthem?
Beautiful afternoon high atop Pioneer Field. It's LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. As always, once again, joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. I don't know if we can pan out and show you what we're dealing with, but it is a beautiful but windy afternoon here high atop Pioneer Field. You got to just have a real look at it from here from the roof to see exactly what we're dealing with for height, Bill, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get knocked over off this press box.
Some of us don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Some of us are well leaded to this earth.
I had 2 hot dogs, though, so I'm hoping that will keep me down.
So, your Devils will have the virtue of receiving this opening half kickoff, Bill, and they're going to look to get on top early and hopefully get on top often.
Yeah, they want to set the tempo of St. John's, not let them know that this is not an easy game, not just a team they can roll over, as they're 8-0, so they probably haven't had many tests this year.
That is correct, Bill. Should be very interesting to see how things go. Cordio, Bizzato, and LeQueer back to return here. Bizzato making his first appearance on kick return. As usually, that's Fallon.
Fallon did fumble a kickoff last week, so maybe they want to change it up, or I don't know, they have a different strategy this week.
Hey, strategy is strategy, and it should be interesting to see how things go. Number 89, the kicker, Ross Pentolin. Pentolin, and will get us in range. Here we go. This one will skip up and jump, and Bizzato will tip it down and get things going from the 10-yard line. Bizzato's got some help on a block. Bizzato dances around one, is hit and taken down around the 31-yard line. First down and 10 Blue Devils, their own 31.
So his first kickoff, he gets the ball and gets a chance to do something. Lefty kicker, we haven't seen that this year. Lefty kickoff.
Lefty kickoff. Of course, St. John's is well known for having a punter-kicker combination, and that's their only job, and I believe that might be the case with Pentolin. First down and 10 Blue Devils, their own 31-yard line. Barnaby's out with the group here to get things going. I formation is Bizzato, then LeQueer. Cordio is down off the end. Curry is up top as a receiver. Under center, Barnaby. Barnaby, the snap. And the handoff will go for LeQueer. He'll dance up the middle. One juke is hit and taken down after a gain of about 5 on the play.
So we see Garrett Donatelli coming in the game now. We do not have that punter-kicker combination. He does play other positions besides just kick field goals, so different from St. John's.
Absolutely. Actually, this year punting has been basically by committee.
Yeah, whoever wants it most.
Twin receivers to the top side. It's an snap for Barnaby, handoff LeQueer, pounding it forward as he slips. He is taken down, punches it out to about the 39-yard line, perhaps a gain of 1. It's going to bring up third down and about 2 here, Bill.
I just want to apologize at the beginning of the show if I'm too biased throughout the show because St. John's is a team that Leominster sports have not had that much success with. Throughout my 4 years of high school, not many teams have beat them, so I'm really rooting for Leominster here to come out with a victory because I can't remember many times when we've beat St. John's at anything.
Of course, Bill, it's a good opportunity to remind folks our first half of action is underwritten by our friends at Richardson's Funeral Home. Snapping the handoff for Bizzato. He's got some room. He'll pound it forward, and he's got a first down. Blue Devils out to the 42-yard line. Excuse me, 46-yard line. Sorry.
Mike Solano on the stop.
That flag, it throws everything off.
Yeah. Picks up the first down past the third stripe.
That's right. First down and 10, Blue Devils, their own 47-yard line, we'll call it. Devils moving the ball very well on the ground right now, Bill.
Yeah, Barnaby not getting a chance to throw. It's really windy here, so it must be tough for him to throw the ball. They go into the ground.
Hand off LeQueer, spins off, and he'll gain about 5 on the play. LeQueer hit the first wall and spun off nicely. Pick up an extra couple. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. Blue Devils at the Pioneer 48-yard line.
Also, St. John's hasn't showed us that they can stop the run up the middle,
That's
so
right.
I just keep pounding.
Keep chipping away until they can prove otherwise. 2nd down and we'll call it 4, Blue Devils, from the Pioneer 48-yard line. I formation. Cordio's going all the way out as a receiver, under center Barnaby. Snap, pitch, LeQueer. The block from Bizzato. He'll cut back. He's hit, and he's taken down about a yard short, maybe 2 short of that first down. It is going to bring up 3rd down, Bill, at about the 44-yard line. 3rd one.
We got a full house here, Todd, today.
Absolutely.
I don't think they can fit one more car in this parking lot over here. This is probably the most people they'll ever get here, unless they start bringing them behind us.
Unbelievable. I mean, the traffic has been nonstop over on, I don't even know what the heck road that is over here to our
but
right.
It's a long one, and the cars were down it.
I formation, Barnaby under center of the snap. He'll punch this forward. He was turned, but I think he might have gotten that first down. We're going to have to wait and see what the spot is.
If he got past the flag, then he got the first down.
Let's take a look at that mark. I believe he did get it. He may take a measurement. And yes, we're going to get an official's timeout for a measurement. But from where I'm sitting, Bill, and the angle we've got, which is pretty well straight on, I think he's got it by about a football.
Does look like he has it, but we've been surprised a couple times this year when they bring out those sticks.
You aren't kidding. 7:39 remaining unofficially, first quarter of action. No score. The St. John's Pioneers hosting your Leominster High School Blue Devils. Here from Pioneer Field on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. They're stretching the chains out, and they will see exactly what I already told you. The Devils got it by a football. First down, Blue Devils at the Pioneer 43-yard line.
Developing a good drive here to start the game on the ground, setting the tempo that they're going to pound you up the middle today.
So here we go on 1st down and 10, Blue Devils. And once again, Bill, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw another run. Cordio goes topside. Curry's on the near. We're out of an eye with Bizzato, then LeQueer. Barnaby the snap and the handoff once again for Kevin LeQueer. The cutback, the dance flag down on the play. LeQueer still going, and LeQueer will punch it up for about 4 yards. We've got a flag down in the backfield. We will wait to see what this one is. This very well could be a holding call.
Penalties are about probably the only thing that could make the Devils pass right now if they get caught in these long down situations.
Holding against the Blue Devils. Coach Tuzinski does not look like he agrees. And this 10-yard penalty is going to mark it all the way back to the Devils' 47-yard line, where the Devils will have 1st and 20. So, 1st down and 20, Blue Devils.
1st and 20 for the Blue Devils.
From their own 47-yard line coming up here.
Todd, over here on the near side, Blake versus number 7 is Michael Solano. They're both basketball players, and they have intense battles on the basketball court, too, and they're matched up together today. So,
play action fake, rolling out, far side, pass throw complete to Bizzato, and Bizzato will punch it up. A great rollout, pass, and a catch play there. A nice play for the Blue Devils, and that will bring up 2nd and 5 coming up here, basically nullifying and brings us back to where the ball was after that, before that penalty.
So the first throw is a successful one, as St. John's probably expecting run. Long situation down, like I said, and they get a nice pass play at Bizzato.
Second down and 5. Blue Devils, the Pioneer 38-yard line. Barnaby, the snap. Handoff for LeQueer. He's got some room. He'll dance away. LeQueer's got some sideline. LeQueer is down to the 20, and he's taken down inside the 20-yard line. Down to about the 17.
Another first down here for Leominster. Taking almost half the time off this first quarter. Just controlling the ball. So be a great opportunity to punch it in for 7 right here.
Absolutely, Bill. First down and 10, Blue Devils, the Pioneer. They're going to mark it at the 20-yard line. I formation once again. Cordio on the near side. Curry's up top. Barnaby sets down under center. Barnaby, the snap, and the pitch goes to LeQueer. LeQueer hit and taken down in the backfield. Short loss on the play. They stuffed that one out pretty well, Bill.
Yeah, that was the first or maybe second time that they've tried to get outside on the Pioneers, and they were right on that instead of going up the middle like they had been.
Where they've been very successful. Second down, and we'll call it 12 coming up here for the Blue Devils. From the Pioneer 22, the snap and the handoff for Pizzato. Pounding it forward, still going. He's hauled down. I don't know, that hand was awfully high, Bill. Apparently they're going to say it was not the face mask, but it looked pretty close.
I saw the referee reaching toward his pocket. I thought he was going to pull out a flag, but he didn't.
Third down and 7 coming up here. Pizzato gains back, I believe, 5. So it'll be 3rd and 7 coming up for the Blue Devils from the Pioneer 17-yard line. Just passing 5 minutes remaining unofficially first quarter. Still no score. Devils, your only team to touch the football so far. Barnaby under center. The snap. The give is for Pizzato. Ducks his head. Spins off. Pizzato's got the first down, and he's still going. Pizzato will drag him down inside the 5-yard line. A great run for Anthony Pizzato.
Unbelievable. All strength. Appeared that he was going to get tackled down, and he just kept his legs moving, dragging everyone. I thought he was going to get a touchdown there at the end.
First down and goal, Blue Devils, the Pioneer 3-yard line.
A huge play for Leominster. Pioneer fans on their feet, trying to rally their team, and they just keep the momentum, keep the drive going. Now at 4:32 in the first quarter. We've had the ball the whole time.
Absolutely a great job of clock management so far in this first quarter. I formation is Pizzato, then LeQueer. Curry's up top. Allardyce on the inside. Handoff. Pizzato pounds it forward. Leans in. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Anthony Pizzato. Chug, 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 and he's in the end zone. 6 points on the board. 4:14 remaining unofficially first quarter.
It should be a difficult extra point for Garrett Donatelli here. The wind is, like we said earlier, right in his face.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised St. John's elected to defend this particular end. You'd think they'd want to kick with the wind in the second and fourth quarters. Donatelli to kick. Cody to hold. Snap. Ball down. Kick up and good. 4:14 remaining unofficially first quarter. Pioneers haven't touched the football. It's 7-0. Blue Devils lead.
Definitely a positive for Leominster. Try to keep the St. John's offense off the field as much as possible. They have a great running back with Brian Camuso.
The Moose.
The Moose. So you keep the Moose on the sideline, we should have a great chance of winning. Excellent drive by Leominster.
Oh, that's a really big cowboy hat out there, Bill. They say things are funnier when they're bigger.
I want to see you wearing that in school.
I don't know. Can we get a shot of the 20-gallon hat? You know, you've heard of the cowboy 10-gallon hat. I believe that qualifies as a 20-gallon hat. Things are funnier when they're bigger. Always remember that.
For the Pioneers, number 10.
So you and Rich are funny guys? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I'm a darned comedian, Bill.
I'm sorry. You just left yourself open.
I did. I teed myself up for that one. I'll say that. So here we go. Perkins makes his return to the kickoff squad. This is his first time in, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks, Bill. And Perkins will send this one flying. It will be returned from about the 19 or so. And Hale on the return will punch it out to the Pioneer 34-yard line.
Moran just tripped him up on the near sideline. He had a lot of sideline ahead of him, so great tackle by Moran right at the end.
First down and 10, Pioneers, their own 33-yard line. 4:04 remaining unofficially first quarter, 7-0 Blue Devils.
Todd, I can't be thankful enough that we got a nice day here because we're pretty high up. And if we had a day like the Nashova game at home or the Wachusett, I don't know if I would have made it today.
I would have to agree. Twin receivers to the near side, out of an eye. Wood under center. Snap, and the pitch goes to Camuso on the far side. Is hit and finished off by Giadoni after he gains a couple.
Also, it's been very cold this week. The football players got a very nice day to play this game.
I would say
that they've been looking forward to play for a while. You don't want weather playing that big of a factor in a game like this where the better team doesn't win just because of it's raining or it's cold. So.
Second and 7 coming up here for the Pioneers, their own. Looks like the 37. I formation, single receivers to the near side, man down off the end of the line, and he will shift in motion and check off with Wood to the top side. Wood, snap, handoff once again, Camuso, heading up the middle, is hit and driven down on the play, gain of about 2.
Stop by number 54, James Giandone.
The Devils defense don't want their worst nightmare for the newspaper tomorrow to say the Moose was loose.
That's right.
Anything of that sort, they want to keep him in check. Like I said earlier, if they do that, they're going to have a great chance to win this football game.
Well, as you saw in the Sentinel Enterprise make the call, myself and 2 of the 3 Sentinel Enterprise sports writers picked Leominster. Chad Garner, the lone dissenting vote against the Blue Devils.
Did say the Moose will be loose.
That's right. He said the Moose will be loose. We shall see. So far, he's been in check on 3rd down and 4. Wood, back to pass, throwing downfield, incomplete. The only man closest to the football, number 37 for the Blue Devils, Ryan Pozaricki. Possibly a play that they weren't on the same page, Bill.
Definitely weren't on the same page. A fire receiver ran out, stopped, and the quarterback kept leading them. So they definitely weren't on the right page there. Devils get a break, good defensive stand, and they have total momentum right here on the road.
4th down and 3, Pioneers, their own 39-yard line. They come in to punt here on 4th down.
Different kicker, but they're both lefties.
That is correct. Snap, it is a high snap, he recovers, and the kick does get away. Cordio will return, gets a block from Sangoon. Cordio hit and taken down after he gains a couple out to the Devil 27-yard line. Devils have the football, 1st down and 10, their own 27. 2:21 remaining unofficially first quarter. They lead 7-0. You're watching LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, is always joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. Rich the Eyes Levy on camera, and Tony Selly is on sound for this first quarter of play. This first quarter and first half of action is brought to you by our friends at Richardson's Funeral Home. Twins to the near side, under center, Barnaby. Snap. Pitch coming to the near side. Lequire, he's got some room. Moran out in front. Lequire will get to the sideline. He's down the end, and he is pushed out of bounds around the Pioneer, around the Devil, 47-yard line.
Devils get great blocking outside. We said earlier they were getting success up the middle, and that pitch, Kevin Lequire had a bunch of holes to run through. So,
and probably the guy I'd want leading me if I was running the football, Pat Moran, clearing some room in front. 1st down and 10, Blue Devils, their own 47-yard line.
Personally, with those Pioneers out there, I wouldn't want anyone leading me. I wouldn't want to be running the ball. That's why I play soccer, not football.
Twins to the top side. Barnaby, snap, handoff, Lequire up the middle. Hit, and finally finished off. Ball out to midfield. Actually, on the Pioneer side of midfield, so it could be the 49. We shall see. And they mark it at the 49 or so. 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Blue Devils at the Pioneer 49. Passing a minute and 43 remaining unofficially first quarter of action. Twins to the near side, it's Allardyce, then Curry. I formation is Moran, then Lequire. Timeout, Blue Devils. So the Devils, apparently Barnaby and Lequire saw something in the defense as they want to talk things over.
20-second timeout.
And actually, it looks like they're going to change out fullbacks here. They're going to bring Moran out and put Pizzato in at fullback, Bill. So apparently they want to change something up.
Good timeout called by the Devils, because if you're running a play and you got the wrong personnel in there, it could turn out disastrous. So better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. And thanks to the MIAA Division I football deal, where you have 3 full timeouts and 2 20-second timeouts. This was a good thing. They don't have to burn a full timeout, take the whole team over. 20 seconds, they talk to Kev, and we get things straightened out. Curry, the lone receiver to the near side. Donatelli is down off the end. Out of an eye is Bizzotto, then LeQueer. Barnaby, snap. Pitch to LeQueer, going to the top side. Bizzotto, the hit. LeQueer cuts back. He's hit. He's dragging him along, and LeQueer will punch it out. Fumble! Fumble! Who's got the football?
Everyone on Leominster sidelines appear to still be happy, so someone must have got it.
Blue Devil football. So they're going to look at this spot. First down, Blue Devils. Wow, I didn't even see that fumble. I thought LeQueer had already been taken to the ground. The ball must have come out just before he hit. But nonetheless, Devils do recover, and they get the first down. So although a fumble not something you want, Bill, in that case seems to have worked in our favor.
Yeah, we did pick up a couple extra yards, but I'm sure if you asked Coach Tomzinski, he would say, just hold on to the football. We don't want to play those games.
I would have to agree. First down and 10, Blue Devils at the Pioneer 42-yard line. I formation, twins to the near side. I believe that it's Cordio, then Curry. Barnaby the snap. The handoff goes to Bizzotto. Forward, he is stuffed after pounding it out for about a yard.
Start by Brian Abraham.
We're going to call it
And Jesse Smith.
2 and call it second down and 8 coming up here for the Blue Devils at the Pioneer 40-yard line. Barnaby comes to the line out of an eye. Snap. Fakes the handoff to Bizzotto and gives to LeQueer on the other side. LeQueer hit, still on his feet, and LeQueer finished off down to the 35-yard line.
Unbelievable that the first quarter's come to an end. The possession time must have been 90% to 10%.
Absolutely.
Leominster can't ask for much more.
3rd and 4.
Total control of the game.
And that is it. At the end of the first quarter, the score, your Leominster High School Blue Devils 7, the St. John's Pioneers nothing. LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition coming to you here high atop Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. It's always joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. 7-0 Blue Devils at the end of the first quarter. And of course, we will get started with the second quarter of action and the continuation and finish of the first half, which is brought to you and underwritten by our friends at Richardson's Funeral Home. Of course, remember, coming up at the half, Bill, we have the ERS Electric Halftime Show. Going to want to stay tuned for that. Always interesting to see what we come up with for our halftime conversation.
Remember at Milford a couple of weeks ago, we had some Crease fans.
Yes, the soccer team joined us.
Pretty sure the soccer team won't make a visit up here, as they did knock us out of the playoffs on Tuesday.
I'll say I attended that game and was unfortunate. I wanted to see the soccer team do very well. They had a great season. Hey, but you know what? Finishing 19-1 is a very respectable thing.
5 years in a row to this St. John's High School, so hopefully our football players can do a number on them today.
It's just been a rough go of it, and we're not real sure why, to be quite honest. Third down coming up here for the Blue Devils as the teams change ends. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Blue Devils from the Pioneer 35-yard line. I formation, Curry is up top. Cordio is going to be down off the end. And now Cordio will swing in motion to the near side. Barnaby under center. The snap, the give for LeQueer. Cuts back, and he's got the first down. He's inside the 30-yard line, and he will go to the ground. He's down about the Pioneer 28.
Leominster keeps moving the chains. That's 3 times now they converted on third down conversions, and that's a big part of winning football games. That's how you do on third down. Leominster's done a great job.
First down and 10, Blue Devils, the Pioneer 28-yard line. Barnaby breaks the huddle. It's going to be an eye. Bizzotto, then LeQueer. Curry's up top. Allardyce on the near side. Under center. Barnaby, snap. Give for Bizzotto. He gets to the outside. Bizzotto getting a block from Curry. Bizzotto will cut back inside, and Bizzotto will be taken down inside the 15-yard line. A great run by Bizzotto. Right away, Bill Barnaby came to the line under center. Bam, snap, and we were off to the races.
Yeah, I tried to catch St. John's defense off guard, and when Anthony got to the outside, he broke one tackle by himself, and then got a nice block by Blake Curry on the outside. He managed to pick up another first down.
First down and 10 Blue Devils from the Pioneer 15-yard line. I formation, twin receivers to the near side, Barnaby under center. Calling signals. Snap. And the give did make it to LeQueer. LeQueer cutting back inside. And he will be finished off down around the 10-yard line.
I was hoping it made it to LeQueer because Kevin Barnaby took a mean spill.
I would have to agree.
Got tackled over there. I didn't know if that was going to be a sack or not.
They're going to mark him at the 11-yard line of the Pioneers. It'll be 2nd and 6 coming up here. 2nd and 6. Blue Devils, Pioneer, 11-yard line. Timeout. 20-second timeout, Blue Devils. So apparently they want to talk things over quickly once again here. Down inside the red zone, Bill. Could be a huge, huge momentum addition for the Blue Devils to put another 7 on the board in this vicinity.
To go out 14-0 and still have the possession control that they've had, taking time off now the second quarter clock, it would just be huge for the Devils. Especially with the defense they went through. They got St. John's to go 3 and out, so.
The Pioneer fans begin to rally here during the timeout.
We haven't seen any of those noisemakers that we saw getting passed out.
The change machines.
Yeah.
I formation, Curry to the near side. Cordio's down off the end. Barnaby, snap, give for LeQueer. He's hit, and he is taken down inside the 10, down around the 7-yard line. Waiting for a spot. It is going to be 3rd down and 2 coming up here.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 Blue Devils, the Pioneer 7-yard line.
This is definitely 4-down territory for Leominster.
Absolutely.
So if they don't get it here, they'll definitely have another shot at it.
Barnaby under center out of an eye. Snap, handoff, LeQueer cuts back, is hit, and is taken down. Gonna be short, but it ain't gonna be much. 4th down. About 1.5 yards. Taking a look at Coach Young giving the signal. Looks like about 1.5 yards.
Yeah. Our athletic director does it all.
Hey, you know, a man of many talents with a tough job, I'll say that. Not easy keeping that an entire athletic department squared away, that's for sure. So here we go. The Pioneer fans get charged up. It's 4th down and 1.5 yards out of an eye. Barnaby is under center. Barnaby, the snap. The pitch is for LeQueer. LeQueer gets to the outside. He is hit. He's still on his feet. LeQueer is inside the 5, and he is taken down.
First
At about
down.
the 3, it is a 1st down, Blue Devils. Yes, it is.
Unbelievable.
What a big 4th down conversion. Unbelievable.
His balance was so far off. I thought he was going to fall down, and then he just managed to get his feet back together and
managed to get the momentum pushing the right way anyway.
St. John's fans thought they had him stopped. Everyone was on their feet and just stayed up. 1st down.
1st and goal, Blue Devils from the Pioneer 3-yard line. Ball is on the near hash. Curry trails off topside. Devils bring in the big line. Handoff. LeQueer cuts back. LeQueer, plenty of room. End zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Unbelievable. LeQueer, I believe that play was really set up to go right in off the side, inside the tackles. LeQueer said, nope, not enough room here. Dances to the outside, and in the end zone he goes.
That's a PlayStation 2 move. Press the R2 button, he jukes, and he's out to the outside. I have trouble doing that with Marshall Falk.
Yeah, I know, no kidding. 7:16 remaining unofficially.
Whatever Coach Dubzinski told his team getting off the bus, it must have worked, because this is the best quarter in some time of football I've seen Leominster play all year.
That kick is up and good. And with 7:16 remaining unofficially in the 2nd quarter of play, the score, your Leominster High School Blue Devils 14, the St. John's Pioneers nothing.
So the Moose has been on the field for 3 plays. That's it.
That's it. That is true.
And you can't ask for much more.
The
With
defense had a
7:16 left.
Great series that last timeout. The only timeout, as a matter of fact.
The only timeout, and there's 7:16 left in the second quarter.
So here we go. You're watching LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition here on Leominster Access Television, Channel 29 in the beautiful city of Leominster. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, as always, joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. Tony Selly now up on the camera, and Rich the Eyes Levy has now been demoted to ears, and he will listen to this second quarter of action. Audio. I don't think you're still happy with the demoted comment. Perkins will get us going here on the kick. And this one is away. And Hale once again on the return. He will have to backpedal. Oh, fumble! Fumble! Blue Devil football! Touchdown on the play! End zone! He's just short! Unbelievable! Ryan rendered full head of steam. He was going like a bat out of heck. Boom! Makes the hit on Hale. Coughs up the football. And the Blue Devils recover. Unbelievable.
You can't write it up any better than what's happening for Leominster right now.
Unbelievable.
I don't know if he was helped by the wind, but Ryan Rendon, see, flying down the field, just laid an unbelievable hit.
Oh.
On number 10, I don't know his name.
They're still picking his teeth up off the ground.
I think so.
Oh, what a hit.
His teeth are actually part of the flag at midfield right now as the Stars.
First down and goal. Blue Devils from the Pioneer 3-yard line. Bill, this would be a huge setup here for the Blue Devils with 7 minutes remaining unofficially. Second quarter. Out of an eye. Daignault is out as a receiver to the near side. The snap. The give was to the Bizzotto. End zone. Touchdown. Blue Devils. And with 6:54 remaining unofficially. First half of play. It is 20-0. Blue Devils. Extra point coming up.
And it's awfully quiet over here on the sideline. I don't think St. John's fans knows what's hit them.
No, I would have to agree. But remember, Bill, by no means is this thing over.
Oh, no way.
Whatever this score is at the half, not over until this game is over completely. You cannot chance it against the Division I champs in the Pioneers. Cody to hold, snap, ball down, kick up, and good. 6:54 remaining unofficially. First half of play. It is 21-0. Blue Devils lead. Ladies and gentlemen, good time to remind you, with 6:54 remaining in this first half of action. This first half of action brought to you by our friends at Richardson's Funeral Home.
John Giacconi, 3 more yards. He has his touchdown, but instead, Anthony Bizzotto adds another one to
That's
his
right. That Giacconi actually recovered that fumble there. Be honest, other than Hale, there was no Pioneer back there to even go after that.
I thought we had the ball completely before Giacconi picked it up, but I don't know where the other Devils were. And Hale was helpless. He was just pounded into the ground. He was going to get that ball.
So, Perkins will get us started once again.
And the Moose count is still at 3.
That's right.
Please.
The official Moose ticker still at 3. And the ball will blow off the tee. And as winds really started to kick up here, Bill, going right to left. As you can probably hear in our microphones here up on top of the press box.
It adds another 10 yards to Perkins' kick. At least,
you aren't kidding.
When he was kicking over here, he got up to like the 20, and that one brought Hale all the way back to the 10.
Well, Hale was doomed from the start here. Backpedaling to go get the ball. I mean, he knew that thing had carried over his head. Here's Perkins. Will send this one down once again. It will be returned by Hale from the 15-yard line. Hale is hit and taken down on the play around the Pioneer 31-yard line.
How much do you think Hale wanted to return that one for a
no
touchdown? So angry with himself, probably, saying, I want to take this to the house.
And Bill, they are still coming in here at Pioneer Field. I thought that was actually a line of traffic. That's a line of parked cars as they have run out of parking here at Pioneer Field.
I'm not going to lie to you, I thought that was traffic too when I looked over there, but then I said, huh,
They're
the
not
same
moving.
cars are still over there.
Wow, that's a full house backfield. Pioneers will shift out now to an I with 3 wide receivers. Tony Wood under center. Wood, snap, handoff, up the middle of the tail, and he will pound it forward for maybe 1. Second down and 9 coming up here for the Pioneers.
21, 2nd and 9.
From the alrighty then.
Did you hear the crowd mic just jump up?
Like turn. Yeah. And out of 9 coming up here. It's 2nd and 9 from the Pioneer 32-yard line. I. Twins to the near side. Tony Wood under center. The Moose is the back of the I. Play action fake. Roll out to the near side. Rendon giving pursuit. Rendon will dive and not get him. Wood will tuck. He will run. And he'll be knocked out of bounds around the 36-yard line.
I thought that was going to be a late hit. Every time the quarterback goes to the sideline, my heart drops.
You've got to be
hits him.
so careful with the quarterback. It's almost scary how careful you've got to be, but it's so true.
Especially with the refs we had at Milford.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful when they're on the field, too.
That's right. So, it's going to bring up 3rd down here. 3rd and 4 Pioneers, or 3rd and 5 Pioneers at their own 36-yard line. I formation receiver to each side. Wood calling signals at the line. Under center, Wood. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Rolling out is hit and sacked. At sack, we'll go to 89. Adam Sanchez. Huge, Bill. Absolutely huge.
Devils defense, perfect. 6 for 6. 3 and out both times. Gonna get the ball back. I can't imagine it being 28-0 at halftime.
Ted Perry to punt it here for the Pioneers. Will just get this one away. Cordio will have to trail back to make a return. Cordio will return. He'll spin out coming to the near side, crossing the 30, and is wrapped down around the 37-yard line.
He caught that ball in stride going back. He did his little...
And spinning around.
Looked like he was doomed just like him. Backtracking, but he did a nice job of catching it in stride and turning around.
5:01 remaining unofficially. Second quarter, 21-0. Blue Devils over the Pioneers, and the Devils have got the football once again. The Pioneers, Bill, have run 6 offensive plays.
Moose count at 6.
That is
Actually,
correct.
at 5, he was not on there for one of those. So 5, maybe at halftime if they hold the ball. That's unbelievable. I think no one could have predicted that.
Handoff to LeQueer. He will cut back and get about a yard on the play. And there is a flag down. I didn't see where it came from. Apparently from the umpire. Pioneers believe it is against the Blue Devils. We will wait for a signal. Wouldn't surprise me, we'll say the least. Holding. Blue Devils. 10-yard penalty. And this one will track back. It'll be 1st and 20. Blue Devils from their own. Let's see where they go back to. 10 yards. Marks them back to the 28. So, and the balloons are gone.
They must think they're bad luck. Get rid of them.
Well, there's another huge hole in the ozone layer coming up. Barnaby, the handoff. Bizzotto pounding it forward. And Bizzotto will plow it forward and be about a yard short of the original line. We're going to be looking at about 2nd and 12 coming up here for the Blue Devils at their own 36-yard line. Passing 4:20 remaining in the first half of play. 21-0 Blue Devils on LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. As always, joined by Billy McAvoy. TC Tony Sully on the camera, and Rich the Eyes Levy over here on audio in the second quarter of action. Barnaby the snap and the give for LeQueer. LeQueer with some room will cut back, still going, and LeQueer will pound forward, and another first down, Blue Devils. Bill, I'd love to see the halftime stats on the number of first downs the Blue Devils have gotten
and time of possession, like I said.
Absolutely.
It must be only 20 minutes to at the end of the half.
Absolutely.
Time of possession, and the score is going to reflect that.
Absolutely, it will.
Unless a turnover here, but complete domination in the first half.
And things could all change in the second. You got to play a complete game against the Division I champs. The handoff for Bizzato. Cut back, still going. Bizzato to the outside, still going. Bizzato is taken down at around the Pioneer 38. And another first down, Blue Devils.
You did say that you have to play a complete half of football to beat the Division I champs.
No, a complete game.
A complete game of football. I'm sorry, but you can't ask for a better half.
Absolutely.
Against the Division I champs. Just like you write it up. Even better probably when you write it up. A fumbled kickoff, total domination on offense, just moving the change, third down conversions, 1st and 20s, getting the first down, and then the defense, 3 and out twice. Just unbelievable.
Timeout on the field here. I'm going to see if I can get a little help here. Did we see who took the timeout?
No, I would estimate it would be St. John's.
Our guess is it was a Pioneer timeout. Not getting much help here from the crew, Bill.
You'd think that Tony over there on the camera would help us out, but he's clueless just like us.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
4 guys up here. We haven't the foggiest.
St. John's, he's not sure either, though.
Two votes for St. John's. I think it was a Pioneer timeout. Like I said, I didn't really see. Regardless, the monkey has showed up. Isn't that the guy with the Phoenix Suns? How do you get up here so fast?
And he's got a lacrosse shirt on, too.
We'll get a look at that after this play here. I formation twins. Barnaby, the handoff for LeQueer. LeQueer, following his blocks, pounds it forward, and he'll get about 5.
And he's doing his best to try to pump up this crowd.
The Phoenix Suns have sent their gorilla. I'm trying to figure it out. Perhaps this is an impression of the rally monkey?
2nd and 5.
I hope, because they need a rally of some sort.
Official scientific note from our crew, that is an ape.
Rich, always gonna be there.
Rich, who reads National Geographic like I read Sports Illustrated. I formation under center. Barnaby fakes the handoff to Bizzato, gives to LeQueer, and he is taken down in the backfield for a short loss on the play. Passing, 2.5 minutes remaining. First half of play, 21-0. Blue Devils lead the St. John's Pioneers here at Pioneer Field in Shrewsbury, where we have a, I would say, close to capacity crowd on hand here, as even the Leominster stands are filled this afternoon. And those people that traveled a half hour down here are not disappointed with this first half of play, Bill.
There's no way it took you a half an hour.
Oh, absolutely not.
Drive.
I was going to say, with the traffic I got behind, I formation, twins to the top side, Barnaby the snap, fakes the handoff. There's a play action, rollout for Curry, up top, all alone, Curry complete, heading for the end zone, he reaches in, he is marked out of bounds, unbelievable. What a play, what a progression read by Barnaby, a great pass, a great catch for Curry, unbelievable.
Had everyone fooled right there, thinking the run. He sold the fake like Tom Brady does with the Patriots. Blake wasn't wide open, but it was a great throw, great catch. Looked like hail on the punt, going back, backtracking, and making the catch. I thought he got in for a touchdown.
Yeah, very close.
We'll take the first down and another chance to punch it in.
Both benches, the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning being issued to both benches. The clock showing 1:43 unofficially. So, not real sure where we're at. My guess is we're around 2 minutes.
If you were to call someone at halftime on a cell phone that's not watching this live and they ask you what's the score,
I'm listening to the radio.
28-0. I think they tell you you're on drugs.
Barnaby with the sneak up the middle. Is he in? Every Devil thinks so. We need a mark from an official. They're thinking about it. And they're going to mark him short.
2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. Take a look. The telltale sign of how close this is if you look at the poet Bob Cross, who's carrying the stick for us today. his stick, which is the official line of scrimmage, is almost right on top of the pylon, which dictates the end zone. It does not get much closer than that, folks. Here we go. 2nd and goal coming up.
For not getting it on first down, it lets more and more time tick off the clock here.
Barnaby pounds it forward this time. He's got to be in. Touchdown, Blue Devils! And the clock, still ticking. They ticked off about an extra 4 seconds on the unofficial board clock. 58 seconds showing. Unofficially, first half of play, 27-0. Blue Devils lead the St. John's Pioneers. Donatelli on for the extra point.
28-0 against North Middlesex, and we saw the JVs in the second half. Do you think that's going to be the same case here? I don't think so.
I doubt it. Seriously. Cody, it's all hold for Donatelli. Snap, ball down, kick up, and good! With 58 seconds remaining unofficially, first half of play, it is 28-0. Blue Devils lead the St. John's Pioneers here on LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, as always joined by Billy McAvoy here from Pioneer Field, where this first half of action was brought to you by and is still brought to you by our underwriting sponsor of the first half, Richardson Funeral Home. Of course, before the game, you saw the Mass Palette pregame show, brought to you by our friends at Mass Palette. The RS Electric halftime show is on its way, folks, after a short break here at the end of the first half. And much, much more brought to you here on this football broadcast of LATV's Action Sports.
Perkins, the Pioneers, number 34, Brian Camuso, number 10, Andy Hill.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Paul's Pizza Zone Cam is not joining us here today as we are on the road. So we will just say our camera vantage point is brought to you by our friends at Paul's Pizza. Perkins will send this one away once again, and this one's a beauty. This one's going out the back. Skips in the end zone. Good night. That one is out. Touchback coming up. This one will come out to the 20. Bill, if I had to make a guesstimation here on that distance, that is 60 yards to the end zone. It bounced a yard in the end zone, so we'll call it 61-yard kick for Perkins.
Not bad.
The ball comes out to the 20. So gross, Perkins put them back 41 yards from the kickoff spot. A little mathematics brought to you by our friends Bill McAvoy and Todd Robbins there. Bill, we're not known for our math skills.
Leominster High Math Department. That's who sponsored that.
Okay, let's look into the derivatives now, all right?
I formation twins to the top side. Wood is under center. The snap and the handoff goes to the fullback. Hill up the middle will pound it forward. Gains a couple.
Seems like they were on a different page there too. As he bumped in when he handed it off, he bumped into the fullback. So
timeout, Blue Devils.
A couple times
we've seen this one over. Go ahead, Bill.
A couple times we've seen some miscommunication.
Yes.
By St. John's.
Yeah, they're not talking very well. I don't know whether it's a lack of communication or whether they're just not executing the way they were hoping to. It's not the Pioneers that we saw in the scouting report, that's for sure.
Somebody say something.
Well, it's an interesting thing here. I mean, things have gotten so exciting. They're playing
Pokemon cards behind us.
I don't know if that's Pokemon. Those look like they've got aces and clubs. Is this like two-person solitaire or?
I don't know. But if the game gets any more,
perhaps spit.
Yeah.
The ape is back.
He plays lacrosse, no less.
He's trying.
I wonder what it costs to get this guy from the Phoenix Suns. I mean, you know, they usually don't rent him out.
Must have cost a lot because they couldn't afford a football jersey. He's got a lacrosse jersey on.
And he is rolling. And if that doesn't hurt by now,
2nd and 6.
I'll tell you, I'm enthused. Oh, man. Back onto the action. I formation for the Pioneers. Under center, it's Wood. The snap, the handoff. Is a fumble. It was a faked handoff. Wood kept the ball. They're looking to see who's got it. Blue Devil football! Blue Devil football! Anthony Bizzotto made the hit and picked up the loose ball.
Just when I think it can't get any better for Leominster, the Moose count goes to 8. Under the minimum that you could put 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. It's at 8 now.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be very honest. Bill and I try to be as as impartial
Neutral,
as possible
neutral.
up here. But after just the years and years and years of losing from start to finish, now we're not counting this game over, but
I'm ecstatic.
But I'll tell you right now, I'm excited. Twins to the top side, I formation.
And the ape sits down.
Barnaby on the keeper. Face mask on the play. That'll be a 15-yard variety, and if it isn't, it's a crime. They used the differentiating between the inadvertent face mask of 5 yards and the personal foul 15 is whether the face mask was used in making the tackle, and Barnaby was brought all the way to ground with that. Personal foul, 15-yard penalty against the Pioneers for the face mask. Timeout, Blue Devils.
I don't think it can be a 15-yard. I think it's going to be
They'll
as
penalize
close
half
to
the
the goal
distance.
line.
That's right.
Can be.
Because actually they're at the, I believe the mark is at the 10. They penalize half the distance. It goes to the 5.
I think every possible flag is thrown on that play.
Yes, there are 4 referees down there, and there are 4 flags. 27 seconds remaining, unofficially. First half of play, 28-0 Blue Devils, and they are down at the Pioneer 5-yard line, knocking on the door once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we were planning on a great, great game, and great beyond the shadow of a doubt. It is great. I mean, I'll tell you, if you can't tell, Bill is getting some of his frustrations out. He was very frustrated when the soccer team, unfortunately, ended their miracle, not even a miracle run, when it was an unbelievable run for a soccer team. Bill, it was the best record for a team after a regular season in how many years?
36.
I mean, just let's fathom that for a moment. 36 years. I've been on the earth 17. You've been on the earth 17. 36 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, we had a great year. Frustrating to lose to St. John's.
Absolutely.
I couldn't be happier to see what's going on right here today.
I formation, Cordio up top. Barnaby, Falaqueer, end zone, touchdown, Blue Devils. Coach Dubzinski. I've never seen him celebrate before, but he is so happy right now. I mean, how can you find fault in the Devils' play in this first half of action?
What do you think is going to be his halftime speech?
Keep it up and finish it off.
And finish it off. And I would not like to be in the St. John's locker room or wherever they go at halftime.
They're going to be, I think, right behind us. And, oh. Well, extra point attempt coming up here. Donatelli to kick, Cody to hold.
Garrett might double his season total in the first half.
Ball down, kick up, and good.
Kick is good.
20 seconds remaining, unofficially.
35-0.
First half play, it is 35-0 Blue Devils. And I believe their public address announcer just about summed it up. He sounds pretty darn frustrated, to say the least.
35-0.
Well.
This is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you take a look at our beautiful vantage point high above Pioneer Stadium, Todd Robbins, Television's voice of the Blue Devils, always joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. As we come to you here from high atop beautiful Pioneer Field, Bill, a great Saturday afternoon for football, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I said, it was freezing all week. And a lot of the players in school said that they'd hope it get a little nicer, and it did.
Yeah, I'd say.
Appears to be helping Leominster, I guess.
20 seconds remaining, unofficially. First half of play. People are already leaving?
I guess so. They want to beat the traffic that we saw earlier.
Perkins will send this one off, and it'll be returned from the 10-yard line. It's the Moose. The Moose is loose, and he's hit, and he's down, and around the 28-yard line. We like to call that captured.
I guess they figure if they can't get him the ball, handing it off like they've been doing most of this year, then they're going to put him back on kickoff. So try to get your best play of the ball as much as possible.
10 seconds remaining, unofficially, first half of play. 35-0 Blue Devil lead. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it would be a fair statement to say, and Bill is over clearing his throat, it would be a fair statement to say that I think the Devils, right honestly, were upset over losing last week to Brockton. And I think what you're seeing is them taking it out on league rival St. John's. Wood, the handoff for a heel. He's hit by Ryan Rendon. Oh, I felt that one up here. Ow. And that's it. At the end of the first half of play, the score, your Leominster High School Blue Devils 35, the St. John's Pioneers nothing. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the ERS Electric halftime show in just a moment. Stay with us here at Pioneer Field, and don't you dare go away. And a very good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, from the top of Pioneer Field. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, is always joined by Billy McAvoy. And ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, we're not going to be able to bring you a full version of the ERS Electric halftime show. Merely to say, Billy and I are right here, high atop Pioneer Field. Bill, an unbelievable first half of action. Nothing you can complain about there.
Nothing at all. 2 turnovers for the defense. They had minimal yards gained, I think less than North Middlesex gained actually, and the offense just seems to be at best all year, so nothing to complain about at all.
ERS Electric at the half, right here from the top of Pioneer Stadium. We want to thank, of course, our friends at ERS Electric for supporting us with that. And Bill, I haven't seen the monkey since halftime.
Yeah, he got actually quiet. I think he ran away with the rest of the players. I don't know where they were going, up running through the woods and stuff. I don't know. I guess they have a locker room over there, but...
Cruz still wants to remind us it's an ape.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a monkey. It's a rally monkey.
It's still a monkey.
From Anaheim.
From Anaheim. So, here we go. The Devils will give the football to the Pioneers here to get things going. As the Devils started with the football, Bill, and that's where this 35-0 lead began. Before we get things going in this second half, it's time to remind you that the second half of action is brought to you by our friends at Star Container. Rashard Perkins will get things underway for this second half of action, and here we go, we're underway. This one will be returned by Camuso from the 5-yard line. Here we go, heading back, Rendon diving in there, will initially trip him up. He is finished off by Sanchez and Ciccone.
And it's crucial here that Leominster does not think this game is over, and they continue to do what they did in the first half, and if they do that, they will have no problem. But if they just think that the job is done, then they could find themselves in a game again before you know it.
First down and 10, Pioneers from their own 22-yard line. Wood will set up the shift. 2 wide, split backs in the backfield, Wood under center. The snap, the give to Heald, and he is taken down on the play after a gain of 1.
St. John's has not picked up a first down, have they, this game?
Not yet. They went 3 and out and 3 and out in their 2 drives.
2nd and 9.
Bill, at the half, I was talking to my grandparents who made the trip out here for the game. And they were telling me, you know that line of traffic we're seeing out there? That line of people that aren't moving?
Yep.
They have tagged every one of those cars and are now setting up to tow them, as you see the wrecker out there.
Every single one of them?
Every single one of them.
That's amazing.
Wood the pitch to Camuso, and he goes up and over. Yeah, they said they saw him there. There were 8 Shrewsbury police officers out there tagging those cars, and the wrecker has now been called in.
But where do they expect these people to park? There's no more room.
We're going to give them a look. We're going to give the folks a look at the wrecker through our broadcast vantage point here.
Where do they? There's no more room over here. They can't park over here.
They said there's a sign, no parking anytime.
Wait, hold on, Todd. There's my car. I parked it. I'll be right back.
We'll see you later. Actually, we got lucky. We got the 2 parking spaces next to the buses. Under center, the snap with the handoff, spinning off his Heald. He may have gained 1. Not enough for a first down. It is 4th down. Pioneers.
And I think they're going to go for it. They have no chance, no choice.
No chance, no choice.
Well, they haven't had a chance in the first half. Can't get too cocky.
So here we go. The Pioneers, with bearing no other choice at this point, will go for it on 4th down and 1. The wind starts to kick up here at Pioneer Field. The Pioneer fans come to their feet. Wood under center, the snap, the give is to Camuso. He's got some room. He's got the first down, and he is taken down by Cody. And with 8:45 remaining, unofficially, 3rd quarter, the Pioneers have got their first down of the day.
And that was a huge play because if they don't get it there, they give Leominster great field position, another chance to put in another touchdown.
Yep. So, first down and 10, Pioneers, their own 41-yard line. I still feel real bad for those people with that parking issue.
I still feel real bad that they're not going to have a ride home.
I know. I don't believe we've seen any Leominster fans going out to move their cars, so hopefully none are from Leominster. Play action fake. Throw, near side, complete to Heald. He's got a first down, he's hit, and is taken down around the 40-yard line. Bill, this is the thing the Devils have got to avoid. I realize it's 35-0, 8:05 remaining third quarter, but you cannot have a letdown. These are the Division I champions from last year. You cannot mess around with that. You've got to finish it off.
I do agree with you, but I think that 2 first downs isn't time to panic just yet.
No, I would agree it's not a panic time, but
you
got to play a complete game. Wood under center. The snap. The give is to the Moose. He is hit and driven down. Ryan Rendenbill. Right now, easily the defensive player of the first half, or at least the special teams player of the first half.
Second and 9.
And now a great play defense.
Turn the game around with that hit on Hale on the kickoff.
Yes.
I mean, 14-0 appeared. Leominster was playing a good game, but when he forced that fumble, it really turned it up for Leominster.
Second down and 9 coming up here.
Back to the road over there. I also feel bad for the tow guy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of trucks, a lot of cars that he's got to tow over there. Probably hasn't been that busy in a while.
Wood, play action fake. Roll out to the near side. He is still on his feet. He avoids the sack. A block to the near side. Wood will tuck and run. Wood cuts back one more time. He is finally hit and taken down around the Pioneer. Check that Blue Devil, 18-yard line. Sanchez looked at him, sacked in the backfield, and somehow he springs out all the way down here to the 18.
And then John Ciccone looked like he had him. He had the perfect angle on him to bring him down for a loss.
Yep.
And then picked up a great block on the outside and managed to pick up positive yards.
35-0. A lead for the Blue Devils. 6:35 remaining unofficially third quarter, and the Pioneers are driving here. Twins to the near side out of an eye. Wood. Go ahead.
Still no sign of the ape.
Wood, play action fake, and actually is a handoff to Heald. Short loss on the play. Looked like he was going to fake and roll out once again to the near side. Devils had that one snuffed out.
Loss of 2. Second and 12.
This parking situation, though, Bill, as far as inside the stadium, I've never seen this many cars at a football game. Almost capacity plus crowd.
Hectic getting out of here.
Oh, God. Thank
and
God.
we're the last ones in.
Thank God we take forever to get out of here.
Exactly.
Wood, setting up the play at the line. We'll call for the shift. Twins to the near side. Wood, the snap, the give for Camuso. Cuts back, is hit after a short gain on play. Bill, something that I think the Pioneers are having a little bit of success with offensively is having their offense kind of come to the line and kind of mill around, and then Wood calls the play and sets them up. Now the Devils have got to quickly jump into a defensive format and try to figure out who they're covering.
Well, that's something that they've changed from the first half, because when they came out to the line in the first half, it seemed like they took a while, gave Leominster a chance to realize what play, not realize what play they're running, but in a sense what play they're going to run. And Leominster snuffed out mostly all their plays in the first half, not allowing them a first down. So now they're trying to go quick, and it seems to be working so far.
On 3rd and 9, split backs in the backfield behind Wood, 3 wide receivers. Back to pass, throws, incomplete. Intended on the near side for number 21. 21 is Cusson, Pat Cusson.
I now see some people running to their cars, so maybe the tow truck's over there just to scare people. Get your cars out of here.
4th and 9 coming up here for the Pioneers. And once again, Bill, they've got to go for it on 4th down. They've already converted once on 4th down on this drive.
That was 4th and 1. This is 4th and 9. A much greater task lies ahead of them right now.
I formation. Wood coming to the line, calling signals. Under center. Snap. Handoff. Or fakes the handoff. Rolling out. Fumble! Fumble! Who's got the football? It doesn't matter either way. For fun, though, let's see who's got it.
No.
Devil football.
3 turnovers. That does matter, though.
I don't know.
And it's the first and 10 from their own 20.
Alrighty then. So, Billy, it looked like, and some people may want to argue, incomplete pass, but this is like that whole Tom Brady thing against Oakland in the playoffs. He was pump faking and brought it back down and fumbled the football.
I was at that game. It was very cold, so anytime I hear people complain about football weather.
Handoff went to LeQueer up the middle. They will pile up and stop his forward progress. Not until he gains 4 yards, though.
Just when it looks like St. John's has a good drive going, Leominster comes up huge, 4th and 9, forces another turnover. That's 3 on the day.
We'll say this, Bill, and this is as far as I'll go at this point with 4:18 remaining unofficially third quarter. The Pioneers need something. If right now being beaten 35-0 against a team they were overwhelmingly in this area picked to beat, they at this point need something. They need a spark. They need something to go right for them. LeQueer, the cutback, gains a couple once again. Still moving the football, still moving the clock, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up here for the Blue Devils.
They definitely need something they needed soon because they can't go into the 4th quarter down 35-0.
That is correct.
Because
that's a steep hill to climb.
I don't think many high school teams can say they scored 35 points in a quarter anywhere. So,
in a parking problem update, there is now a flatbed wrecker joining the tow wrecker over there on the far side. I don't know, getting what is it? Looks like about, I would say there's about, I don't know, 15, 20 cars over there, Bill, for them to move. Could take a while. Bizzato, handoff up the middle. He's stuffed and still rolling. Let's see this mark. Let's see where they put him. They're going to put him just shy of the 30 at the 29. And first down, Blue Devils.
Bizzato on the carry. It's up 4th down, Leominster.
It's very quiet over here, Bill. I don't know whether they're hunting rabbit or...
Well, the ape left. Change noise makers, whatever they call them, that they made.
They cash those in at the ATM.
They haven't used those.
LeQueer, stiff arm, still going, and is marked out of bounds. And LeQueer is leveled after the play. And Kevin LeQueer, usually he who says nothing in that situation, had something to say
well
there.
After the whistle.
Oh, absolutely. Got
comes out of
walloped
nowhere.
after the whistle.
And Kev just took the hardest hit he's took all game, and it was after the play, and I'm sure he just got up and said, hey, buddy, it's 35-0. Try doing that when the whistle hasn't been blown.
That's
right,
correct.
pal?
How about hit me when it counts?
Yeah.
First down and 10. Blue Devils from their own 42 42-yard line, I believe. 42? Yep, think it is. Twins to the top side is Cordio, then Curry. I is Bizzato, then LeQueer. And Barnaby is down into center. The snap, the give once again for LeQueer. LeQueer still going up the middle, is hit and taken down.
They have a car ready to be towed. It's not just a scare.
There is a car on the back of that thing.
I wish this was live because I could say, call home. Somebody call.
Somebody call somebody. They need some help over there.
It's a tan car. Go call your wife or husband and say, go move the car.
If you were driving a tan Toyota Corolla, you will be walking home.
Yeah.
Second down and 4 coming up here. For the Blue Devils from the Pioneer 47. Barnaby the snap and the give for Bizzato, still pounding it forward, and Bizzato with another first down. Blue Devils. You're watching LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, is always joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. Rich the Eyes Levy on the camera, and TC Tony Selly is on audio. Here from Pioneer Field, a beautiful Saturday afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, this second half of action is underwritten by our friends at Star Container.
They've switched sports behind us. They've gone back to soccer. hey, that's what we can beat them in.
I formation, Twins to the top side. Barnaby the pitch is for LeQueer. LeQueer with the cutback. He'll gain a couple and he goes to the turf. Something that is key here right now, Bill, is you got to make sure for the Devils nobody gets hurt. You've got to keep everyone healthy. If the Devils hold this one out, they control their own destiny for the rest of this season.
And that's something that when the whistle blows and number 74 goes over and tackles Kevin Queer, probably a reason why most of the team got pretty angry, because
absolutely
have him go down like an injury like that is just
on a
horrible.
Stupid play. And they are marching at parade pace, taking that tan Toyota Corolla up. I guess this is Main Street here in Shrewsbury. The snap, the give from Moran, and Moran rifles this one in there. Boom, 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 boom. And
it's going to take them a long time if they want to do every car.
That Corolla is going. Gone. What? Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why that wrecker left with them. I guess they're going one at a time, and they're really taunting the people that own them. So, timeout on the field. Timeout. Oh, check that. That's the end of the third quarter. I thought they were calling a timeout. At the end of the third quarter, the score, Leominster High School Blue Devils 35, the St. John's Pioneers, nothing.
So I don't think Coach Chipsinski minds that the Devils didn't score there, because he did St. John's, and all he wants is that clock to keep on ticking. And the task gets that much harder for St. John's now that it's in the fourth quarter. Like I said earlier, 35 points in one quarter.
This is an uphill battle if they're going to make a move at a comeback. And I think that would be definitely slated as an understatement, to being an uphill battle.
And a comeback is an understatement, too.
They've paraded that car. Another update on that car. They have now paraded it up Main Street. And they're now parading it back down Main Street.
It's for show. They say this is what's going to happen.
I am not real sure what they're up to, but it takes 2 tow trucks to do it, that's for sure. And one's a flatbed wrecker, but
that might be just what they're doing, driving.
And once
back
again, it is
forth.
gone. Oh, man. So the fourth quarter about to get underway. Second half of action brought to you by our friends at Star Container. Moran gets the handoff. Moran will pound it forward, and he'll be very close. This is going to be fourth down. He's going to be very, well, actually, he might be still a yard and a half short. Let's look at it. As they try to place it, it is fourth down. Fourth and about a yard coming up here. So, well, this leaves an interesting choice. You're in Pioneer territory. Barnaby coming back in. I'd say no reason to punt it here. You want to keep the clock going, pound it forward, get a first down, and keep ticking this clock off.
And it's only a yard. St. John's hasn't proven that they can stop you all day, but definitely got to go for it.
Hey, what the heck? And or Barnaby under center, setting for the handoff to LeQueer, is stopped. Well, Bill, there's a first time for everything. Congratulations.
Rich just said that I was going to jinx him, and I did. Can't believe it.
Bill takes full credit for that one.
Take full credit for that.
Or full blame, however you look at it.
Just like the time I said Donatelli hasn't missed an extra point, who knows when, and boom,
boom, there it goes. What are you going to do? Oh, man. Bill, all I can say is thank God it's 35-0, or we wouldn't be so humored by that. 10-11 remaining, fourth quarter of action unofficially. St. John's got the football, and Wood will set it up first down and 10, Pioneers their own 37. Wood is back to pass, and he is down.
58,
Tim DeLillo will get credit for a sack,
was in there
which
untouched.
Wood really created all on his own, actually, as Wood kind of slipped.
Taking a knee.
Yeah.
Running that clock.
Second down coming up here, and this is second and long. And some Pioneers are already Pioneer fans starting to beat the traffic.
No, they're going to save their cars at the same time.
That too. You're going to create the human chain to block those cars from being towed out of here. Wood under center once again. Back to pass on a long drop. He pump fakes. He is hit. And that one will flail and fall.
You're going to feel bad for Wood. He gets the snap, and boom, there's 3 Devils in there.
It's getting
Every
no help
time he's
from his
getting no
line, that's for sure.
Third and 16.
Coach Stubzinski's pretty upset, looking for intentional grounding there.
I do not think that was intentional grounding.
Wow, that was pretty loud. I'm not going to lie to you. Coach Stubzinski was pretty upset about the whole thing. I mean, we can usually hear him, but not that clearly. This pass thrown complete. Einold, I believe, with the hit. Yeah. He totally had him in his sights as he finishes him off on the near side. It's going to be 4th down, and it's not going to be an easy task to convert here. It is going to be 4th down and 7 coming up here for the Pioneers.
I think that the cornerbacks start to salivate when they see a cornerback mid-air catching the ball and running at him.
Going back to that grounding call that Coach Stubzinski wanted, he was outside the tackles, but there was no receiver in the area. So I think that may be what he was
right
about.
when he was thrown, though, he got hit. So I think that had something to do with it.
They may say that. 4th and 5 coming up here. Wood is back to pass. He throws picked off by Moran. Moran will juke by Wood, and Moran is off to the races. 20, 15, 10-5. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Pat Moran picks off Wood and takes it to the house. It is 41-0.
Did you see the
Blue
juke
Devils.
by Pat Moran? He had one man to beat. He's been waiting for that moment. I'm going to juke the quarterback.
And ladies and gentlemen, with 8:20 remaining unofficially in the 4th quarter, the mini mass exodus has begun at Pioneer Field.
I'm in shock.
I'm ecstatic. In shock, yes, but in static. Ecstatic. One of those. In static. I'm one of those. Some nights we're in static on the air. It all depends on how you're looking at it. That is correct. Cody Holding. Donatelli kick is up. Good. 8:20 remaining unofficially. 4th quarter. 42-0. Blue Devils. Unbelievable. The only way to describe this, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils, is always joined by Billy McAvoy. Ladies and gentlemen, replays of this game can be seen tonight, Saturday, 7 p.m., and I believe 10:05 p.m. And then tomorrow, Sunday, 9 a.m., followed by a replay late Sunday, early Monday at 12:30 a.m., and then perhaps some periodic replays next week. If you are curious as to exactly what those replay times will be during the week next week, 978-537-7760. That's the number at the LATV offices to check into replays from Monday through Friday of the coming week. But the weekend schedule we can give you is 7 tonight, Saturday night, and 10:05 tonight, and then followed up by 9 a.m. Sunday and late Sunday, early Monday, 12:30 a.m. for the Night Owls. Hey, there's no school on Monday. What the heck? Stay up, watch the game. I'll say this one is definitely not one to miss. You're just joining us, Bill. Come back. They need to see this more.
Yeah, I'm sure the football players will be watching this. Such a big game for them, and they come in here away on the road and just put on a performance like this. It's unbelievable. I'm happy for the seniors. They lost their last home game at Doyle Field, a big game. They come in here today and just put on a show for us. Really happy for them.
Elias Atiman on the return for the Pioneers. First down and 10, Pioneers, their own 34-yard line. Well, Bill, we were worried about being able to get out of here with good time, and those cars are starting to clear out. We might not have a problem.
And I think that tow truck was just a threat to those people.
They took his own car. He knew it was his, so he went and towed it away.
Towed it away.
And for Camuso, and he is hit and taken down at the beginning of the yard. Jeremy Hansen in there with Giadoni and Moran making that hit.
They've done a great job on the Moose. He's been captured today. Chad Gardner's going to be pretty upset about that. But
of course, as Chad pointed out at the half, Bill, he still has to lose a few more games to fall back to my third-place location.
Who's in last place?
Corey Peter Goodman, the editor of the Sentinel and Enterprise Sports section. Hand off to Camuso. Up the middle is dragged down by Jeremy Hansen in combination with Jim Giannoni.
Patting the stats, Hansen. Gets in there, makes 2 tackles in a row.
Trying to check things out. Is that an all-senior defense we got down there, Bill? Right now?
We'll see. We'll start with Giannoni.
Yep.
Heinold.
Yep.
Hansen. Sanchez.
Sanchez on the near side, yep.
Cody.
Moran. Oh, no, Rendon's in there.
Rendon's in there. Pozaricki, yep.
Throws a total wrench in the whole thing. But a close to all-senior defense on the field right now for the Devils. Snap. Camuso. He's got a fumble. Fumble. Pozaricki recovers. Pozaricki will just go to the turf. Unbelievable. There's 2 words, Bill, for this. Total domination.
Turning into a nightmare for St. John's. 5 turnovers now. Unbelievable. The Ministry of Defense posting a shutout as we speak against St. John's. No one could have predicted this.
And this would be a good time, Bill, to talk about, the schedule. And, we had talked about it going into the Brockton game last week, that perhaps the location in that North Middlesex game would be crucial. And some have said it actually was. But the way things have been going in this game, I think the location of the Brockton loss might actually play more of a leaping stone, a place to step off from. The Devils lose to Brockton in a game that they were highly touted to win. First time in so many years they wanted to win. Unfortunately for the seniors, they don't win on their last game at home. They come on the road. They completely take it out on St. John's Pioneers, Division I remaining champions, or current champions of Division I from 2001. And now, another leap into Shrewsbury next week, and then Thanksgiving with Fitchburg, the Devils to control their own destiny.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the Brockton game that will have most effect or this game right here today, because I don't think you can ask for a better effort going into Shrewsbury and then the Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl. I think that coming in here as we speak 42-0 can just be getting the snowball going for the remainder of the season. Perfect timing for this.
First down and 10, Blue Devils, Vinay Sanghoon, and at quarterback, Vinay's not a very big guy, and he took 2 of the biggest hits I have seen all day from the Pioneers.
And the other one was after the whistle.
Yes.
So, as you said, you don't want to see people get hurt. They have some of their backups in, and I can't believe that I'm seeing some backups
Bill,
in the fourth quarter against St. John's.
I hate to interrupt you, but do you remember when this game started? There being no silver visible down here in front of us?
Yes, I do remember that.
There are now many open seats right now.
I also remember an ape, some noisemakers, a foghorn, which none of that.
And all of them have gone home.
And the
Perhaps
road
their
is
car
clear.
was towed. Yes. Those people weren't waiting for the tow truck.
Like we said earlier, I love every second of it. And we can say it now because even though you said this game is not over till it's over, I can pretty much say 42-0 with 5.5 minutes left. I think it's over. It's safe.
Every time they get the ball.
Currently, I believe we've called it the nail in the coffin has already been put. Now they're just digging the hole and burying them at this point. Ooh! That's Moran, Scooter Moran, taking that one. Ladies and gentlemen, the second half of action brought to you by our friends at Star Container. The Paul's Pizza Cam joining us here today. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, to remember, the DeCarolis Insurance post-game show comes your way from Leominster High School. After a quick commercial break, it'll be a half-hour drive time, a blink of an eye in TV time. Myself, Coach John Dubzinski, the DeCarolis Insurance post-game show will come your way after tonight's game. This afternoon's game. Here we go. Curry wants to go in for a punt. Heads up. Heads up.
Is that a punt?
Blake's my good friend, but that had a net of like 5 yards, I think. It went high. I'll give him that.
That's the highest punt we've seen all year. That's all right, Blake. We still give you a heck of a lot of
Still love
credit.
you. That was an excellent catch in the first half. You should have had the touchdown.
Oh, man.
Pioneers first and 10 to their own
4:24 remaining unofficially, fourth quarter. 42-0. Your Leominster High School Blue Devils leading the St. John's Pioneers. It's LATV's Action Sports Weekend Football Edition. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. As always, joined by my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy. Rich the Eyes Levy's on audio, and TC Tony Selly is over on camera.
Next week we'll be back here in Shrewsbury. Hopefully
We're back here, none too far away, just down the road here, going up the hill to Shrewsbury High School. That's a Friday night game as Friday night football goes on the road once again. 7 p.m. kickoff there at Shrewsbury High. They're still playing at the old Shrewsbury High School Stadium behind what is now the Shrewsbury Middle School, which used to be the Shrewsbury High School. So they're still playing at the old stadium. Their new stadium is planned to open up next year. I got that official word this week.
Which could be our last football game ever if we don't get to do Thanksgiving.
That is correct. Well, the question on doing Thanksgiving is still a work in progress. Although doing Thanksgiving seems possible, the question becomes whether it is live or not. And ladies and gentlemen, all we can tell you at this point is we're still in heavy negotiations with the Fitchburg Athletic Department. And as soon as some information becomes available, I will interrupt broadcast to bring you information. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we wait. And hopefully by the end of this coming week, we'll have a word to you.
44, Rob Field on the carry.
A preview of Monday afternoon's JV game apparently going on right now. .409 and counting. Fourth quarter of action. 42-0 Blue Devils. Clock continues to tick here at Pioneer Field. That pass thrown.
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
Stopping the clock. They don't believe in stopping the bleeding, I guess.
3rd and 8.
Bleeding. Right now it's an open flesh wound. Pleased is, I think, basically what you could say. Pleased as punch are the Blue Devils right now. Avenging the Brockton loss. No, not just avenging it. Totally putting it to bed would be a way of looking at this. Jeremy Hansen with another tackle for the Blue Devils.
He's going to break the Leominster High School tackle record.
Unbelievable. He's been all over the place in the second half.
Jeff Murphy on the carry.
And of course, Monday he'll bring us his first student council open session.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be
You
in
taking
school
Monday
on
off?
Yeah,
All right, I'm taking Monday off. We'll all take Monday off. Of course, Monday being Veterans Day, ladies and gentlemen, and Leominster High School is closed just for that note. So actually, I'll try to see if we can get a replay on Monday sometime of this game. And again, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to the LATV Channel 29 ticker for more information. Handoff. Bump. Man is taken down. Very close to another first down. And that was a 4th down conversion attempt. And the St. John's Pioneers second string might have just gotten them their first 4th down conversion, well, second 4th down conversion of the day. And they're going to... And would you look at that? First down Pioneers.
Coach Subzinski is saying, why? He must have picked that ball up and moved it a yard.
Oh, my God. First down and 10, Pioneers at the Devil. What is that, the 44? 43 maybe? I formation, single receiver up top, snap, play action fake. Uh-oh, sack.
And while many coaches believe you shouldn't run up the score, Coach Dubzinski is probably upset because he wants this to be a shutout for his defense, his starters.
Absolutely.
To look back, senior year, we shut out St. John's, and by giving them that first down, they have another chance to score. And when people open the papers tomorrow, 42-7, 42-0 looks a lot better. Leominster goes in, shuts out Pioneers, but instead they get another chance of punching for 6, so we'll see what happens.
We shall see. That is for sure. 2nd down and 13 coming up here. Passing a $1.10 remaining. Rolling out, looking downfield. Picked off!
And they will get the shutout.
Picked off! Unbelievable! We need a number.
Ben Sanchez, 45.
Is that Ben Sanchez? Good call there, Bella. Good pickup. Wow. Bill, I'm impressed. You've been doing your homework.
I heard the guy down here. I'm not going to lie to you. He said it. I would take the credit, but the PA announcer called it out. I was listening. So they get another turnover. Is that 7 turnovers?
I believe
6 or
so.
7 turnovers.
What's the moose count finish at? What was the final moose count?
15 maybe. It's unbelievable. I mean, the Tyrone Pruitt count must have been high up in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And to come in here and have the moose expecting to be loose only on the field 15 times is just a great credit to the Leominster defense.
Swart will kneel this one down. He might have to do it one more time. And maybe not. The Devils bench, ecstatic.
Parents.
If you drove down to this field today, ladies and gentlemen, you saw an unbelievable ball game. Swart will come to the line to kneel this one down, and it's it. That'll be the last time they'll have to do that with 13 seconds showing unofficially 4th quarter. And we're just going to watch this one tick out and let the pictures speak
Great
for
win
themselves.
for Leominster.
Is the end of the ball game.
The final score here from Pioneer Field, your Leominster High School Blue Devils, 42. The St. John's Pioneers,
I'm happy.
nothing. And for those soccer players, this one's got to be bittersweet, although your season is over. It's got to feel good that the football team was able to avenge Tuesday night's loss for you as well.
Doesn't erase it, but it does helps a little.
Helps you feel better. Ladies and gentlemen, the DeCarolis Insurance postgame show comes your way. 30 minutes drive time, a blink of an eye TV time. Myself and Coach John Domzinski will be back with you after this break. Want to thank our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, our underwriting sponsors, Mass Pallet pregame. First half of action brought to you by Richardson's Funeral Home. Halftime is the ERS Electric Halftime Show. Second half of action brought to you by our friends at Star Container. The DeCarolis Insurance postgame show coming your way in a moment. Paul's Pizza Cam with us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the final score here from Pioneer Field. Your Leominster High School Blue Devils, 42. The defending Division I champion St. John Pioneers, nothing. For my broadcast partner, Billy McAvoy, TC Tony Selly on audio, and Rich the Eyes Levy on camera, I'm Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. For now, so long, everybody. DeCarolis Insurance postgame up next. And welcome back, everyone, to DeCarolis Insurance postgame show. About to go on here. Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. As always, joined by Coach Domzinski. Coach, I've used a lot of phrases and a lot of cliches in the last hour and a half calling this game. I'm settling on one: sweet victory.
Oh, it was a great win for us. I mean, I told the kids after the game this is as good a win as we've had here in a long, long time. And every kid and every coach contributed to the win. Even the kids that didn't get in the game, we had tremendous. We had a tremendous practice. We had a tremendous spirit on the sideline. So it was a total team effort, and it was a great, great win against a very good football team. We played a super game.
Put that in the trophy case, Coach.
And I'm just joined here by Christopher Cody.
An unbelievable game on all sides of football, especially defensively, Coach. Basically, there was one name being tossed around all week: the Moose. The Moose. The Moose was loose, and somebody found him and shot him because he didn't get very far.
He did a great job. Both sides of the ball. I think they ran, 6 to 8 plays in the first half. We dominated the time of possession, and we just did a wonderful job. And Camuso never got going. We did a great job on, who's the quarterback? Wood. We had great coverage back there. He had nobody to throw to, and we put a little pressure on him. So we had a great effort. With the kids, I'm very, very happy for the kids, and it was a big win for us, but we got to get back to Shrewsbury on Friday.
Absolutely, and we were talking about last week, at the end of last week's game, about how the North Middlesex game seemed to come at the wrong time, and really it didn't really work out very well. Now this game, after last week's loss, came at a perfect time to spring you off into the rest of this season.
Yes, what do you think about that?
Perfect time. Everyone played great. Everyone did well. come back next week, work hard.
Blake Curry now joining us as well.
Here's a TV commentator right here.
After a soccer broadcast, Blake, which you called an unbelievable game. Unfortunately, things didn't swing our way against St. John's that time, although the funny comment in the box was they wanted to chant, "Let's play soccer." But I asked them to check the
We
scoreboard.
told the kids last Sunday when we came in, we wanted, a double sweep. We wanted the soccer kids to do a great job, and we wanted to do a great job. Soccer kids had a great season, and, we were very, very pleased with. Everybody played well. Everybody was really into the game, and I can't say enough about the seniors on our football team. They did a great job. We have two of our great leaders right here. So it was a great win. We're going to enjoy it all the way up until 9 o'clock on Monday. Then we're going to get ready for Shrewsbury.
All right, Coach. Thank you guys very much. Sweet victory, the final words here to Carolus Insurance post-game show. That's going to do it for Coach John Dubzinski. I'm Todd Robbins, television's voice of the Blue Devils. I just got the game ball. So long, everybody.
So there you have it. November the 9th, 2002. Your Leominster High School Blue Devils football team 42, the St. John's Pioneers nothing. Shocking victory or amazing victory? You be the judge. You enjoyed that, I hope. And that was LATV's Action Sports Classics, what we will hope to be a frequent part of the programming lineup here on Friday nights on LATV. For Rich the Eyes Levy, I'm Todd Robbins, voice of the Blue Devils. Hope you enjoyed this flashback, and we'll be back with more classics in the weeks to come. So long, everybody.
This is LATV, the hot news station in town.
Wow, those are some fantastic memories preserved in the archive of Leominster TV. Whether celebrating the thrill of victory or capturing the agony of defeat, all of us at Leominster TV have endeavored to embody this recent quote from NBC broadcasting legend Bob Costas, who said in his 2018 induction speech at the National Baseball Hall of Fame, quote, "While the game is the thing and the players are the stars, how those games are perceived and remembered is often shaped by those who chronicle them." That quote from Bob Costas sums up our mission over the last 19 years and will continue to chart our course long into the future. The awesome responsibility of chronicling Leominster athletics is a tremendous honor that all of us at Leominster TV are proud to be a part of. Thank you so much for joining us on this celebration, 20 games for 20 years. I'm Todd Robbins. On behalf of my producer, Kate Robbins, archivist Jack Selly, editor Bradley Bedard, and all of us in the Leominster TV family, until next time, so long, everybody.
Black carpet, I'm in trouble. Black carpet, I see trouble. Man, I'm not gonna get home. Black carpet, I'm so dizzy. Black carpet, please get busy. Oh, help me to get home. Black carpet, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Man, I'm not gonna get home. drop it.